Identity 5 gamers! Today, it's going to be a long one because we are watching not one, not two, but three sets of competitive IDV today. So the IVS tournament, for those who don't know, is coming up very, very soon, in about 2 weeks. If you don't know what IVS is, it is one of only two international Identity 5 tournaments, the only other one being KOA. This one is only 8 teams are allowed to go. 2 teams from China, 2 teams from Japan, and then 4 from the other regions, that of course being NAEU, Southeast Asia, Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, and South Korea. So I've already live streamed the NAEU IVT, but I actually haven't checked out Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, Southeast Asia, or South Korea. So today, we're going to be watching all 3 of the final sets in those IVTs. I won't watch any of the other games from those IVTs on my own time. We're only going to be watching the final sets to see who's going to go. Now, all teams have been decided for IVS. These matches, I think, happened like around almost 2 months ago, or a month and a half ago, somewhere around there. So yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I don't really know what these teams have to show. I haven't seen any of the IVT from any of the other regions, but I kind of want to see what the teams, what their biases are, what their strategies are, what characters they're good with. That way I know a little bit more about them going into the IVS, which is coming up in 2 weeks, like I said, and I will be live streaming that event. It's a 4-day long event. I'll be live streaming all 4 days, so if you're interested, come check it out. It'll be a lot of fun. But with that being said, let's just get right into the matches. Here we go. The first set that we're watching is going to be the Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan finals of IVT. We've got Team KL versus Team PT. I think I've heard of Team PT before, but I don't remember KL. We have Magician, Novelist, Knight, Sterling, and Garner going up against Goatman here. Seer, Anti-Officer, and Grave are being banned out here. Interesting that they banned out both Rescuers. I don't really get to see that too often from Hunters, at least because Officer and Grave are the most consistent 2 Rescuers in round 1. So it kind of makes sense that we have a Knight Sterling here. But Knight is not as consistent, I will say. Like, he's still pretty good round 1, but he's not as consistent as some of the other picks like Officer and Grave. Now, of course, because this is finals, these are all going to be best of 5 sets. So again, today it might end up being very, very long. So if you're a person who, likes having these types of videos on in the background just as like some background noise while you're doing some chores or working out or whatever else you got to do, this is going to be the perfect video because I'm going to be yapping for I'm going to guess 2 hours, but we'll just have to see. So we've got, Goatman, Novelist, Mage, Knight, and Gardener. The decoding is pretty fine here, pretty fine. It's actually pretty quick. And not the most ideal spawn for this Goatman. I mean, he only has 1 immediate chase option. I mean, none of these are really good chases for a Goatman, but because you're Goatman, it's going to be fine. This also needs to be said, this is before the recent patch updates. Again, tournaments are very behind in terms of their updates. We have a lot of updates coming to the game soon. We just had the new personas and whatnot. This is before new personas, and this is before even Archer was allowed. And I think this is before the Meteor nerfs too. So Meteorologist is going to be very, very strong in this tournament as well. So we're going to be seeing Detention Trump card Blink from the Goatman. We've got a Full Kite, Novelist, Flywheel, Borrowed Mage, and Knight, and then a Flywheel Tide Gunner. I'm surprised I'm not seeing Tide on that Knight. I mean, I guess it's because Knight does really, really well into Goatman, but I don't know. I feel like Tide would still be nice to have here, just because it's Goatman, and Double Tide is usually considered to be very, very good, but it can work. It can definitely work. Ideal first chase target is the Magician for the Survivors. Ideal first chase target for Goatman is probably, I guess, the Novelist, because the Novelist is the one where it's if you outplay him, you can do well. We have Rage Berserker, Wanted Order, Exhibitionist, Detention, and Trump card for this Goatman. Exhibitionist for those with swings there. We're going to instantly set up a cage. That's already a good positioning here. We're going to have to use the book to kite this out. That is going to be Black Cage on that window. That was actually a really good cage here from Yue. I'm assuming this is how they name it. And then Key Rabbit. These guys got some interesting names. There's going to be the second cage. So he's already cutted 1 cage halfway to a book. This is good. No cage for this Goatman right now. He's going to try to keep a little bit of distance here so the novice doesn't charge up his book, which is very smart. You want to not give the novice the book any opportunity that you can get. He knows he's sending it. Look at that. Turns around as well. He doesn't just smack him, but he turns around to make sure during that attack recovery that Novelist can't get his book. This is very, very smart. This is what high-level hunters will do all the time to counter Novelist. And as somebody who loves playing Novelist, it's very, very annoying, I will say. A beautiful flywheel. That was just a flywheel on reaction. And that is going to be the hit and the down onto the Novelist. Unfortunately, not able to cut out that cage with the flywheel, but did pretty good. These are average ciphers. These are very good ciphers versus Goatman. Only issue is no trait was forced. But he does actually have rebound potential. If Knight comes in here for the first rescue, which it looks like it is going to happen, they're not going to have to burn their Tide Turner. And he has rebound potential. He could probably force out Blink with that book, which we might just see happen here. We do have Wanted Order onto the Magicians. That's very, very lucky. And the Goatman doesn't even care. He's just going to go for a smack. Let's see. Will he just completely hard read? Oh my gosh. Wow. He just completely botched that prediction. That's kind of crazy. Okay, we're gonna see the shield being used here, and now we just kind of have to wait. We're still gonna try to keep our distance. He does have book. He did get his book here. He needs to force Blink. This is the biggest thing. He needs to force Blink. Maybe we could do the pallet trick here. We're just gonna do it just to buy some time. We're gonna get a whole lot of book. Look at this book that we get. We get nearly half a book right there, but the Knight is here to support, and he blinks to get the down. Yeah, that's smart. Blinks to get the down because he knows it's gonna be a double attack. Does mess up the cage. He's gonna try another one. Not the best cages, actually. These are really not the best cages. That is gonna end up being a black cage. But yeah, the Knight's gonna be able to escape unscathed. Wait a minute. No, with the flywheel. Oh my gosh, the flywheel. Ooh, the flywheel. Didn't actually need to use that last helmet there. Little trigger happy on that last one, but I totally get it because it's kind of hard to predict what a Goatman's gonna do. But yeah, I think that was good. The flywheel from the Knight was really, really good. That's actually game-changing flywheel, because now they don't get double down, and now they can still decode. Garner's going to come in here. She has a bubble primed, and Goatman does not have any energy to deal with this rescue here. We're going to split. He's going to try to go for the Garner. No, he can't afford to. We're just going to wait for Cage and then down the Novelist here. Let's see. We do have ourselves a book. If we just straight line gaming here, flywheel, book, we should be able to cut out this cage. Yep, there's the cage, cut it out. Beautiful work from the Novelist. And at this point, you just need to die in a corner. You kind of just have to die in a corner. Goatman's gonna have to wait for his energy here. The only way you win this one is a pallet stun. Yeah, that's gonna be the down. Okay. I feel like it might have been a little bit better to just hug that pallet or just go to a corner and die, because now it's not going to be a very long chair. But that was really, really good for the Novelist. The Cypher Rush is absolutely insane from the serves. They are 75% decoding ahead in this game. 2 injuries, although the only issue is UA can still 3K easily because Garner no borrow time. That's going to be a bit of a concern. We do have teleport just about ready. They're setting up a 6 Cypher. And at this point, Garner's going to try to hide. Do we spot her out? Yes, we do. We see her trail. Energy is climbing. We have 83 energy. Let's see. Bubble. Beautiful bubble being used. We're going to die off in short. This is not a bad area to die. He does actually hit the bubble. Not the best timing there from UA. But dying out over here is a really good idea because there is no chair here. The closest chair is going to be at Crab Shack. Garner is going to try to kite this out. But yeah, there's no chair here. So he's going to have to go either to that chair right over there, which is looking like he's going to go to, or the one in mid. But yeah, it's going to be that Crab Shack chair, which is going to be a very long chair. This is like, what, 10 plus seconds of just Goatman having to walk to the chair? Yeah, that's a long chair. That's one of the things about like some bigger maps like Lakeside is like some places that you die, they just pop. They're just going to go for one. Honestly, pretty smart. But there are some times where it's just like, oh, there's just no chair here, so you're just gonna get a guaranteed struggle free. Like if the docks chair is gone, you can die docks, and a lot of the time, like if you die deep enough, they can't make it to the big rock chair. Wow, he actually just spots out the Magician. That's crazy. I actually can't believe that. He just like hard called out the Magician, and he's not gonna go down. He does barely live. Is it going to be enough to get to dungeon, though? I don't think so. There's the drop down. Oh, that is scary. Very, very scary. Yeah, at this rate, it's just going to be a 1. In this case, though, that's all you really want. You know, your Garner doesn't have borrowed time. It's going to be too risky. You just play for the 1, honestly. Versus Goatman, that's what a lot of teams are doing. If you're a super high-level team, you can play for draws, but not super common amongst these teams. I find it also funny that the Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan casters are allowed to show the background of their rooms, but NAEU can't. They have to use like this weird like green screen thing. But I'm seeing like anime figurines in the back of the guy on the left. Like, what's going on here? How come this guy gets to have anime figurines, but NAU, like, if you even show a plushie, you're like killed on the spot. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but even then. Anyways, it's now time for round 1, second half. We're gonna be seeing Grave, Mage, Explorer, and Puppet. This is a lot more standard of a round 1 comp. And it is gonna be Ivy coming out here from Xenon. And then we have Seer, Anti, Officer, Arrow. Okay. Yeah, those bands are fine. And honestly, I was gonna say Explorer usually is pretty good round 1, but I feel like, I don't remember if Explorer is good into Ivy. I wanna say that he's not the best. Spawns seem pretty standard here, nothing out of the ordinary. Ideal first chase target here. I mean, obviously he's gonna be the Explorer. He Cypher Rushes very fast. You could chase Gravekeeper if you're feeling a little risky bisky, because if you scare him out of that shovel, that's not gonna be good for him. And then Puppeteer is chaseable for Ivy, but it's very hard to make work. Unless you position the scare well. I feel like good Puppeteers are always somehow able to like deal with the 100 corrosion, but it's more of a, I think it's a hard matchup for Ivy, but she can work. It can work. When I play Puppeteer into Ivy, I'm always like, oh, this is so annoying because I never know when the scare's coming. But you know, a lot better Puppeteers than me can play around it very well. Regardless of that, we're going to seeing a standard detention inso blink from Ivy. We've got Bard Time Tide on our Grave, Bard Flywheel on the Mage and the Puppet, and then Full Kite on the Explorer. Obviously, they were definitely expecting Goatman, but it's not going to be Goatman. And let's see here. Yep, standard of the standard Ivy builds. We're going straight to find that Explorer. I see that Yith already moving to that Explorer. Do we find him? He is gone, dude. He is gone. Now it becomes a guessing game, but we do pick up Tinnitus, so we're going to move the Yith over to the right. Can we find him is the question. He's most likely going to try to hide. Let's see. Yeah, there's so many places he could be. This is already wasting so much time trying to find the Explorer here. Let's see. We're still scanning. Oh, we do find him. What the heck? We do find him. And we already get the 60 guaranteed corrosion. That is kind of a surprise. You know what's? I think it's funny. If the Explorer was standing still for about 10 seconds and then started running, he would have had that little speed boost to maybe outrun the Ivy tablet. Because it doesn't look like she wasted any time when she found him. She didn't like wait out that little speed boost. Because Explorer gets that speed boost every 10 seconds he stands still. But not even chasing the Explorer? No, he is chasing. Okay, for some reason I saw the swap onto Puppeteer and I thought she was swapped off the Explorer. Okay, it is chasing the Explorer, but misses the scare, uses Blink, and doesn't get a hit. This is really bad, actually. What the? She's in a losing position. Flywheel. He could have flywheeled to that pallet, but I think he was a little too scared because of the hunt diff. We are going to see this guy. He's going right back to where the Yith is. That's a little interesting. We're probably going to repossess right here. He might be able to vault the pallet in time? No, he can't. Okay. Yeah, going back to where the Yith wasn't the best route. I think if Explorer took that vault, actually, if he greeted for that vault, he would have been fine. I think. I could be wrong, but I think he would have made it. I think he could have greeted for that vault and he would have made it with the flywheel, of course. But yeah, that could have been really, really bad for the Ivy. And it could also just be a ping thing. I'm not really sure how Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan's ping is. But, you know, maybe if the Explorer doesn't have the best of ping, he's not going to want to take that risk. Because, again, these are online tournaments. These are not in-person tournaments. So, yeah, people are not going to have 10 ping like in, you know, China and Japan tournaments. All those tournaments have 10 ping because they're in person. Same with IVS and KOA. All those tournaments, or at least KOA finals, I should say, and IVS will have 10 ping for their survivors and hunters, which is really nice. So everybody's everybody's playing at that consistent level, which is very good. We're gonna see the second down of the Explorer here. Not really much he could have done about it. I mean, he just got possessed. He's an Explorer. He can't really kite. His whole gimmick is hiding. And if that doesn't work out, then you're kind of just cooked. Ciphers are good though. They can come in here with Puppeteer. Most likely is gonna be their second rescue. Yeah, Puppet is coming in here. Pindy the Puppet on the way, and the Ciphers are pretty good. These are pretty good. We do cancel the vault from the Puppet. I guess at this point we're just gonna try to stall this this chair as much as possible here. He's gonna wait. All right, we're gonna Lewis. Careful now. We hit the Puppeteer. No more Lewis. No more Lewis. But this also gives a chance for Explorer to burn full presence here. And he flywheels past it. Okay, this is very, very good. He was able to deal with the full presence, which means now he has a chance. He's going to vault this pallet back. Take his speed boost over here. He's still not looking at the Ivy. If he can force out Blink, that is best case scenario here. If he can force the Blink. Oh, but he's 60 now. But yeah, Blink is forced. Blink is forced. That's huge because now she has no trait for endgame. She does not have any trait for endgame. Her full presence is still on the cooldown. The Cypher is a little slow. It looks like they're going to try to reset here. Grave is being healed by the Magician while Puppeteer is working on the 6th Cypher. This is fine, though. This is fine. They're in a good position here. The survivors, that is, of course, because they do have 2 Cyphers already being worked on, and there is no Blink for endgame at the moment. However, this is where we start reaching the late game Ivy, where every person is going to be assigned a Cypher, and it's going to be really, really slow. This is my least favorite part of Ivy games, where it reaches this like wither-based slow gameplay. Everybody just keeps cutting in this logs area, huh? But yeah, this is where like the Ivy games really, really, really slow down and become really, really tedious and boring in my opinion. But it also becomes very interesting because it's like a battle of attrition, right? It's a battle of attrition, and I think like it is interesting. But the fact is, I've watched it 1,000 times, so it's kind of lost its excitement for me. We're gonna see the full presence onto the Puppeteer, no flywheel to escape it. And that is going to be the down. So we're going to have somebody come in here for the rescue. Ideally the Gamekeeper, because Magician can deal with Ivy a little easier if she decides to swap. But that is not the best. I mean, the Puppeteer, if he flywheeled, they maybe could have stayed alive for a little bit longer. But we're not actually coming in for our Puppet. We're just going to... Oh, no, we are coming in for our Puppet. Yeah, the Grave is coming in. I think they were just double decoding to maybe, like... try to get a little more ciphers, but she's gonna sit on top of this cipher while keeping her Yith back here. This is really smart, so she can just delay it as long as possible. The Puppeteer does get rescued. She leaves the Yith here. This is very smart for pressure, but it's also a little greedy because that means she's gonna be able to get no immediate hit onto the rescuer, which kind of just gave them a free rescue, which is not ideal. Can we see a main body scare onto the Gamekeeper to force him out of the shovel? No, we will not. We're just gonna hit it. Wow, we don't even try to like walk past him and go for a main body scare. I feel like a lot of top Ivies will try to go for a main body scare to at least attempt to force him out of the shovel there. In this situation, though, this is going to be a draw most likely because last Cypher... or no, that's not true. Because she can still TP to the Mage. She can still TP to Mage because she hasn't tableted him yet. Puppeteer is going to be working on the 7th Cypher, or I guess 6th Cypher, and they're working on their 5th Cypher still. Yeah, her pressure is not the best. She does get a hit on the Gamekeeper, burns out that shovel. But Mage still has 3-1s, Puppeteer still has a Lewis and a flywheel. They all have borrowed time. This still looks like a draw to me, but if one of the survivors crucially mess up, it could be cooked. She does have Blink ready for endgame again, though. This is very important. She does have her Blink ready again. Probably not going to use it before endgame. I think it's a little bit too risky because they have a Cypher at 92. I mean, she could go for a Blink Terror Shock and put Sony in basement, but there is a Gamekeeper, which makes things tricky in basement. 7th Cypher is going to start being decoded even more. Yeah, see, this is what I mean when Ivy games slow to a crawl, where every single Cypher is basically worked on for like 15% increments, and then that is it. It's like, oh, I am Grave. I will work on the Cypher 15%, and then I get full presence, and then I die. Boop. And now the Puppeteer has to rescue while the Magician's going to go finish up the Cypher, but there's 2 tablets. Or no, there's not going to be 2 tablets. There's only 1 tablet there. He can break the tablet. She TPs to it, though. She TPs to it. She's playing very aggressive here. Very, very aggressive. Wand here. That is the first wand being used from the Mage. First wand being used. And Puppet is threatening this Cypher, but isn't going to actually go for it. Grave is still down. If Grave burns self-heal, that's not going to be good. Ideally, Puppeteer needs to go heal the Grave, but he burns self-heal. That is not good. That is not good at all. He's doing it just to force the Ivy to come back to him, I think. And I think what their plan is here is that they're going to force her to make a choice. Either, hey, chase the Gamekeeper here, who has no self-heal, or the Magician goes for the Cypher and pops it. But she's going to constantly apply pressure. This is a very good Ivy. This is a very good Ivy, I will say. She's doing a very good job of keeping this pressure up. It was a little sloppy, but it looks like they are just going to force the Cypher here. They have enough distance. Everybody is in a decent position here. I think they're going to just delay it, just so that maybe like the Mage can force the Yith to come to him. But no, it looks like she's actually setting up for endgame. See, like the survivors are getting into position, but so is the hunter. Yeah, the hunter's in position too. They yes at the gate, they pop, but so main body's at the other gate though. This is the issue. So now they have to survive through Ivy's endgame while she has trait. She knows where the puppeteer is, but she has blink. She could get a blink down onto the puppet. Let's see. And there's the blink down. Yep. So you're not gonna expect that, unless you've got like insane instincts, insane reaction time. You're not gonna expect that. So that's going to be a very good down, and that's a really good down on a puppeteer specifically because he's one of those characters that can eat that detention hit with the Lewis. And then we're going to see the mage right here. This is very greedy from the mage, actually very, very greedy from the mage. But I think what happens here, I don't know why they're not doing it. Grave needs to work on the, Grave just needs to work on the, yeah, he has to work on the gate. You force the Ivy to make a choice here, because if she doesn't, she's going to have to, yeah, there you go. You have to force her. Oh, but the grave got a little too greedy. What? Wait, why was he still in the tablet? That's huge. That's game. They lose now. Wait, that's a crucial mistake. Why was he in the tablet? I'm so confused. Why was he in it? Wait, that's like, bro, he got too greedy and now they lose. That's it. You chair mage, and then that's it. That's the game. Because Grave has no self. The whole point is that you like, oh my goodness. This is not good. The thing is, it only works is if she doesn't pull the Yith bat. The second she pulled the Yith bat, the Grave needed to get off that tablet. Like immediately. But he was still in it, I don't understand. I think maybe he just decided a little bit too late, but that's a 4K now. That's 4K. And she's just sitting there like, yeah, surrender, bro. They could have got one out there, I think. I think the second the Grave got the thing, all he had to do was walk out of the range, wait, break the thing, and then she would have to call the Yith back. Otherwise, there'd be no pressure on the other side. Yeah, they're just gonna surrender. Also, all they had to do there was Grave immediately gets off the gate. She recalls Yith to force pressure onto this side, otherwise there'd be no pressure if she instant teleports onto Grave. Grave just waits out the tablet because it's just nerfed Ivy, and then you just break the tablet and get one out. That's it. Like, that's all you have to do. I don't understand. I feel like they made a crucial mistake there. That is a very crucial mistake. You're not going to see top teams make those types of mistakes. That is really sad, dude. They played so well up until that end game. That's so sad. I mean, the Ivy played really well too. That was still a really good game, but the Grave made a very crucial mistake, unfortunately. Regardless of that, we're moving on to round 2. And we've got a Hullabaloo ban, Mechanic, Anti, Cordy, and Wendington ban. We've got Opera Singer from the Hunter side, and then we've got Aeroplanist, Lucky God, Ricky, Sterling, and Lewis is ready out here again from the serves. Now I'm looking at a team like this, and this is just looking like a draw. There's no way this should be like more or less than a draw, because this is a very strong team. It's gonna obviously come down to the in-game interactions, kites, mind games, etc. But just looking at the comp alone, this is a very easy like draw, or not easy draw. You still have to play well, but you know, it's a draw. Like on paper, this is a draw. We are gonna see. Oh wow, they were definitely expecting this this opera, because everybody has knee-jerk reflex. Everybody tied knee-jerk on the puppet and the Aeroplanist. You've got borrowed knee-jerk on the Knight Sterling and the Lucky Guy. Interesting. So they technically have 3 rescuers here, and they definitely want Lucky Guy to take kite, because Lucky Guy is kind of broken this meta. We have detention, trump, and blink from the opera. Very standard stuff here. Yeah, this I think KL's in a really good position here with their builds, because they hard read the fact that this would be an opera. Now let's see here. We've got fast palabrate, or disrupting 2 stacks, 1 stack berserker, detention trump, very standard of the opera build, most standard opera build. Actually chasing the Aeroplanist here instead. Aeroplanist is a bit risky of a chase for opera, because it can work, but it also can't work. We're gonna see how well these 1v1s have paid off here. I mean, this is a very standard route 1v1. We're just gonna hover all the way to corner house here. Again, when you spawn in that spot, your goal is corner house, and Aeroplanist has made it there without taking a hit, because he is a very strong survivor, and with windows, he can very easily get distance here. We're probably gonna see pallet drop and then use it to get a speed boost here. There we go. Beautiful speed being utilized here from the Aeroplanist. We're going to go to this next pot here. Are we going to drop it? Probably are going to drop it. Yeah, we're just going to drop it here. Now, this is where he has to play He's not even... Wow, she's going to go around it. Interesting. Most operas don't go around. Usually they break the pallet because now there's a loop, but he's going to go over to these pallets over here. These are the next two pallets. Yep, I've done this like exact same route, almost exactly. Misses the blink though, but still going to get the hit because Arrow did not have godlike reaction. Did not have those godlike reflexes. Outdated face skill, haha. Let's see here. He's just gonna keep on money. He's gonna go to these triple pallets here at mid. This is almost a 3 cipher kite. We're gonna drop the mid pallet to create the loop, and then we're gonna sit in here, wait for Opera to commit to a side. We're gonna have to break this pallet most likely, or win a mind game here. Win a mind game. Win a mind game. Win a mind game. Oh, he won the mind game. That's huge. That's actually huge. And now he has to mind game again around this pallet. And he doesn't win the mind game this time. Okay, that was really good from the Aeroplanist. So that was an extremely, extremely good kite. 3 cipher kite right there. 3 cipher kite. And now they're in position for rescue. However, basement is here. Gonna make things a little difficult, but I think they still draw. That's still enough for like a guaranteed draw. A 3 cipher kite should be enough for a guaranteed draw. They're repositioning onto the ciphers here. Puppet. They could even sell if they wanted to. I don't think they should because they have double tide turner, but. It is an option, but I don't think they're going to sell with how Puppet looks like he's coming on in here. He's going to go around to this pallet here. First Lewis being... He's gonna get a lot of Lewis's burned here, unfortunately. Ideally, he just wants to eat the hit right here. Yep, there it is. He should stay down in basement while the Aeroplanist runs up and dies. Yep, exactly. And if she greeds here for the Puppeteer, that's going to be not good because she might lose track of the Aeroplanist. A lot of rank hunters are going to greed there. Like, a lot of rank hunters, especially recently, in this season have been greeting for like people who stay down in basement. But I'm telling you, bro, in a tournament, it's way too risky. Because if you lose track of your target, bro, oh, it's a death sentence, especially against 4-man VC. It can be viable when all these teams don't have 4-man VC in rank, but in tourney, it's way harder because the survivors do have 4-man VC. Now we're gonna see. It looks like Knight's coming in for the next rescue. Yeah, Knight's coming for the next rescue. That does make sense. Oh wait, that's kind of huge. We're gonna lock off her ability. Oh my gosh, he's gonna get stuffed. He doesn't make that. Wait, does he have a helmet? Can he helmet in time? I don't think he can. That is huge. That is huge right there. That is absolutely huge. Oh my gosh, that is huge. They can still draw because the Arrow's kite was so good. But it's gonna be a little trickier now. Like that, it's funny how they failed that save, but because his kite was so good, they still have an extra 53% ciphers to work with. But we do have a completely vulnerable Lewis here, who's probably just gonna die right here. Incorrect prediction. She was just hard reading that he'd go that way, but unfortunately, it's still gonna be a quick down though. Still gonna be a quick down. We have to open up a 6 cipher here. We have to open up the 6 cipher because we're going to chair on the Puppeteer's cipher, which is 53, or at least nearby enough to the point where you can pressure it pretty easily. And now Lucky Guy is here for the rescue. He only has a single gun to work with, but that's kind of all you need with Lucky Guy sometimes. Last cipher is 32 and counting. It's a little bit slow just because it's Night working on it, so it's only at plus 10%. Or I guess if you count Panic, it'd be like, what? Plus 4%, because Accelerate is plus 30, but then you have minus 20, then you have minus 6 because of Panic. I don't know, there's a lot of things to consider if you think about like the super niches of it. We're gonna go for the flare gun here. This buys Puppeteer some distance. What's really good about this spot, this is a very good spot to kite Opera. You can quite literally just spam 4 pallets. As long as your ping is good enough, you should guarantee be able to spam all 4 of these pallets. Yeah, this is a very strong area versus Opera. It's just pallet spam city. She could try to go for a risky blink here. She does go for the risky blink. And now the Puppeteer is going to be dead on chair, but now no trait endgame. No trait endgame. That this is a gamble she's taking. She's saying, if I can kill the Puppeteer fast enough, I can kill whoever is the last. She could have done the strat where she. Oh wait, no, yeah, Puppeteer's not borrowed either. They're gonna have to just like pop once he gets behind a pallet. Okay, there's the pop. She took the gamble of I can down the Puppeteer fast enough because she knows there's no borrowed. Puppeteer's just gonna die off in a corner here. So the big question now, he's gonna try to make it a long chair because he knows he can't kite. They're not on the gates yet. This is gonna be very, very close. I think the survivors make it out here. I'm pretty sure the survivors make it out because Opera has to chair and then make it all the way over there, and they still have a Knight helmet to work with. This should be a draw. It is a very close draw, though. I will say this is a very close draw. Very close draw by, what, 5 seconds? By about 5 seconds, this is a draw. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy to me. Even though the survivors made so many mistakes, but it was that initial first kite. That first kite was just, it was just so good. It was just so good. Moving on to round 2, second half. We're gonna be banning out Goatman here because he picked Ivy last time. And now we have Priestess, Officer, Knight, and Mech being banned. And then we have Lucky Guy, Finn, Meteorologist, and Mercenary here. While the Hunter will be picking Hula Hoop. To nobody's surprise, we're only going for meta here in the first 2 rounds. Okay, looks like we're gonna go for like the Tetris piece spawn here. This is quite good because I've seen this a lot in tournaments where Hullabaloos will spawn Graveyard here to cut the survivors off from Graveyard, because obviously no matter where you spawn, if you spawn bottom right, you're gonna chase a Meteor in Graveyard. You don't want to do that. If you spawn top middle, you're gonna have to chase a Lucky Guy in Graveyard. You don't want to do that. If you spawn like left mid, doesn't really do much for you. You're gonna have to end up chasing a Mercenary. And if you chase like bottom left, that's the Finn. And it's just not really super ideal. So spawning Graveyard is the best chance here, because what happens is you force the Lucky Guy into mid or corner house, which is not as strong as Graveyard, especially for Hullabaloo. He can definitely deal with it. We are gonna see a very risky build from this Hullabaloo here. I forget which team is in the lead. But this is a very risky build. We have Abnormal Hullabaloo. This was a lot more common in Koa 8 back when he used to be extremely strong, back when he was debated if he was the best hunter or not. And now people are debating if he's even Big 4 anymore. He still is, definitely, but he's nowhere near as good as he used to be. We do have Borrowed Time tied on our Mercenary, Borrowed Time Knee Jerk on our Finn and Wendy, and then our full kite Lucky God here will most likely be taking first kite. Now let's begin here. Yeah, Inso Trump, Inertia, Panic, and a couple one or two stacks of Chargers, probably like just one. Chasing our Lucky God. Our Rattata skin here is going to get a little lost distance because of that tram there. That's going to be 1 clone and then 1 missed clone. He doesn't drop the pallet, though. He's going to have to burn his elbow pad very early here, which is fine. Drops the pallet here. Let's see how fast his pallet break is. It's pretty fast. Is he going to go around? He's just going to straight chase here. No, he's going to pretend. No, he's going to go around. Lucky Guy's being a little bit patient there, which is very good. Let's see here. Unfortunately, not going to be able to land his second clone. Could have already got a hit onto this Lucky Guy here, but unfortunately that is 2 missed clones, so it's only going to be 2 ball instead. We're going to break this pallet here. Just kind of straight chasing. Not really going in for anything crazy. We're just kind of straight chasing here. Now, luckily, the last color that Zenan needs is red. Oh. Well, unfortunate. I was about to say, because it's red, he can put the Lucky Guy in red for about a half a second, or 0.3 seconds, and then that will be enough for him to, you know, block the flywheel. Now he's in this position here again. Lucky Guy's just going to sit in the corner, wait for rotation. If he can react to the red, he does. See, this is where, as a Hullabaloo, you need to, like, be more patient. Obviously, the Lucky Guy can't just take that vault, but he has to make that risk. I think it still gets a pretty decent quick down after it, though. But yeah, ideally, excuse me, oh my gosh. Ideally, when you're in red as your last color, you usually want to wait for a second to make sure they can't use that flywheel. It's just kind of a 50-50, right? Because if the Hullabaloo waits out the flywheel, he risks the fact that Lucky Guy won't actually use the flywheel, and then he'll just vault the pallet. But Lucky Guy in his head is like, okay, well, if I don't use my flywheel here, I just have to, like, vault the pallet and then risk a Terror Shock and give him extra presence. I don't want to do that, bro. That sounds awful. Although that was a very early rescue. And now look at the teamwork here. Very early rescue into very early support being used here. I will say this is very early support. Let's see. We're going to pallet mind game here. And we win our pallet mind game with no trade whatsoever, it looks like here. Now Lucky Guy's just going to, like, sit around here. Waits for Hullabaloo to break a pallet. And he's going to get back to this ball here again. Second time being used. That's a very good ball from the Finn. Dodging out the clone, sitting in the corner, just gonna wait it out here. He's gonna have to wait for rotation. There's the rotation, down he goes. This is a very good kite from the Lucky Guy. Very good kite. The only issue was that because it was an instant rescue, they are a little bit behind on, well, I can't say behind because their ciphers are good, but they could have bought a lot more time for ciphers. But it seems like against Hullabaloo and Goatman, a lot of people prioritize safe and damages rescues over cipher rush. Due to the fact that, like, Tide Tinner on its own is what they cipher rush with. even though he kited out the Tide Turner, so it wasn't really the best usage of the Tide Turner. It would have been better to kite out now with this Finn here. And Finn's going to be able to get behind the pallet. He's going to try to snipe him down. Doesn't get the double down. That's very important for the survivors because now Finn can go back to decode. Lucky guy's most likely just dead here. Let's see. He's going to drop the pallet here. I think he actually could have just swung right there and it would have been fine. This is post-abnormal too. This is post-abnormal. And look at the ciphers. Lucky guy should be going down here. He does have flywheel again, but the meteorologist is here. Somehow hits that cloud. What? That should have missed. That should have missed. What the heck? We are going to see the down. Probably going to try to get some damage on the meteorologist here. This is where supporting against Hullabaloo becomes very dangerous. Because like if you mess up the support at all, or like even then if he just like gets the down, he can just like kill all the supporters very fast. I've seen it many a time, and it's funny because the survivors still find a way to draw because the initial kite was just too good. Yeah, this is why I say this game is like so snowball heavy now, is because like if you have a bad first kite, the hunter just 4Ks, and if you have a good first kite, it just feels like an automatic draw most of the time. But then again, there are really good strategies that hunters can use to pull out 3Ks. You know, it's interesting. I was talking to B4U the other day, and Sprinter, the best or one of the best hunters in NEU, believes in this current meta that the hunter should always 3K, no matter what, in tournament. Like they should always 3K. That is the norm. Is that most hunters should 3K as long as they're playing like a good character. You know, as long as you're playing like one of the top 10 hunters, you should 3K in this meta. And that's before personnel adjustments, which is crazy to think about. That's at like super high level though. That's not like ranked. That's like super high level. But we're gonna see Meteor taking kite here now. Goes for an easy wind blast here. We have one more bottle left. I don't think that's enough for one more wind blast. I think that's just a guaranteed one bottle left. So we'll see how she makes it work here. Everybody does have borrowed, which is really good. So then they don't have to play around any no borrowed time shenanigans. Last cipher is 75. Ideally, she tries to save the bottle for endgame, but she might just use it right here. No, she is going to save the bottle. Okay. She's going to have a little bit of bottle for endgame. Probably going to try to use a cloud, I would guess, to force out like a jump or two from the Hullabaloo. But the Hullabaloo does have teleport here. So he actually can 3K. He can 3K. What he needs is a very fast down onto this meteorologist. That's like the best way. Let's see here. He has a hit onto the mercenary. For some reason, he's going for the mercenary. Oh, this is where things get a little risky because they can't pop. They can't pop until mercenary gets to half. Now they can pop. There they go. Now they can pop. He's gonna just like bleed out the mercenary. That's his plan. He's gonna get down the mercenary, bleed him out, and then switch targets. That's actually not a bad plan because the mercenary does heal quite slowly. And that's 3 hits applied. So he's gonna be 3 shell shock, which means he heals 45% slower here. But the Finn is in position to go heal him. He's going to set up his clone to find out where the Finn is. Now he knows where the Finn is because clone. Because who needs game sense when you have clone? Although he's not checking where I thought he'd be checking. Does he see the Finn? He doesn't see the Finn! Oh my gosh, he doesn't see the Finn! Oh, he doesn't see the Finn. Okay, he does teleport. He's not playing this endgame very well, I will say. Not the best endgame. Although he still can. Can he make it to the gate? I think he can. I think he makes it to the gate here. Let's see. Issue is no detention. They should be able to get that gate open. Let's see. Okay, he's not even trying to go for... Okay, I don't know what he's doing. I honestly don't know. I feel like he kind of messed up this endgame by not finding the Finn. He really did. And the Finn has ball to be able to make it to the gate. There's zero universe where he's able to cut him off without detention. And there's the wind blast. That's going to be the draw. Not the best endgame from Xenon. Really not the best endgame. I think he actually had 3K potential there. He had the right idea, but just couldn't find the Finn. I think he just needed to like... I think maybe it was like an overthinking moment. I don't know. But yeah, the teleport and the clone, even though it pointed out where the Finn was, he didn't really utilize it super well. I don't know, dude. The Finn wasn't getting that far within that amount of time. I think that was just a little bit of overthinking there. But again, it's a tournament. I can't blame him. I think he did have a 3K there, though. That should have been a 3K. Moving on to round 3. We are now on red shirts. We are going to be seeing a draw and a win. KL currently in the lead. And for some reason, they're banning Ann, so we're going to get Ivy. I'm actually really sad about this because now I have to watch another Ivy match. But it's against Aeroplanist, Cordy, Grave, and Auntie. At least we have some stunner characters that are exciting, but against Ivy, not really going to be super ideal. Seer, Finn, Meteor, Psych. Yeah, this is definitely an Ivy. This is the easiest Ivy I've ever seen with those bans. Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't ban Ivy. I don't understand. Unless UA is just a really good Ann, I don't know. Kind of weird, though. Spawns are very standard here. Nothing super crazy, especially against Ivy. We're just going to keep it very simple. Ideal first chase target for the Ivy, I would say, is probably Anti or Grave. Probably not the Courtier or the Aeroplanist. Again, I don't really know Ivy chases, so and anybody but the Arrow. Arrow is a very annoying chase for Ivy. I do know this, so I think anybody that isn't Arrow, I think, is the best here. All right, I really hope we get to see a long kite here because I don't want to see a long Ivy game. I really don't. We've got Bard, Flywheel, Anti, Bard, Knee Jerk on our Cordy, Bard, Tide on our Grave, and then Tide, Knee Jerk on our Charles here. Very standard Ivy build. Note, if you look at this Ivy build down the bottom left, there is no other Ivy build that like exists, bro. This is the most standard Ivy build. Everybody brings the exact same one. There's always like slight variations when it comes to certain hunters and whatnot, where it's like, oh, I'll take a little bit of Rage, I'll take no Berserker, I'll take 3 stacks of Destructiveness, etc, etc. But like Ivy, it's like almost always the same. Unless you're up against one of those insane Ivies that bring like Detention Trump card. I think the only time I've ever seen Ivies bring Detention Trump card is like when they're gambling or they're up against like a mechanic or something, I don't know. Let's see here. So Anti is gonna be the first chase. Yeah, I agree, this is probably her best first chase here. Charles is getting a little greedy for that Cypher, I will say. Yeah, Charles? Okay. Not fully, though, not fully. I think she's more fully committed to this Anti. We're going to blink for the first hit here. Only at 59, though. Only at 59. So it still does not have that 60 to get that guaranteed corrosion scare. Let's see. Is this going to be the down? Let's see. Flywheel. Didn't really need to fly out. We're gonna see the scare. We're looking at the wall, but unfortunately we do get the scare for the Anti, and that's gonna be a pretty early down, actually. I mean, the Cypher, these are pretty, it depends on how you look at it. Some would consider these average, some would consider these under average. I think at top level these are slightly slow, but at this, I think you know, I guess I would consider these guys to be like top level, right? I guess if I'm considering like tippy top level, there's like tippy top level and there's top level and there's high level. Tippy top is like, you know, your best teams. Top level is like your pro teams. High level is like your high level rank survivors, etc. Okay, let's see. We're going to just pursuit back after the Anti. We did get a good hit onto her, but no damage on the Rescuer, which is actually not the best. You really want damage onto the Rescuer as an Ivy, because now they can come in for a second rescue if they really want to, or they'll be in a pretty good position here for later. But that was good. That was good, get from the grave, not taking damage on that rescue. I did see that explosion from the shovel quite good. We do have the double wedding chair, which isn't bad here. We have the chair inside and out. That's pretty lucky. I love it when I get the outside wedding chair. That chair is so hard to rebound from, because like if you already burned up graveyard, that it's basically useless. You can either go into church or into graveyard. You have like 2 options, or God forbid the worst option, go into graveyard and just pallet spam or pallet mind game and pray. Wow, that was really good timing from the Aeroplanist. Fun fact: when Ivy recalls her Yith, there's actually a fraction of a second, a very small fraction of a second. That's insto diff right there. That would have been 2 stuns if that was any hunter but a hunter with insolence, because tolerance lowers the knockback effect, and the Anti did jump into a wall. Unfortunately, not going to be able to deal with this. Wait, okay, she just vaults a window just to buy a little bit of extra time. Some micro timing there, quite good. Are we gonna chair inside? We're gonna chair outside. I agree. Chairing inside wedding is very strong as a like a late game chair, because you pressure one of the gates, and that's very good for Ivy. If you can chair on a gate as Ivy for end game, oh man, you're in a really good position then. Last Cypher is 75. She's pressuring it though. We're about almost 4 minutes in this game. This is very standard Ivy game pace. The only thing is nobody's injured. This is where UA is in danger, is because nobody's injured. We're gonna try to get the main body scare. We don't get the main body scare. Actually, she didn't even. Oh no, she did go for the main body scare. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. Let's see here. 6 Cypher is at 20 and climbing. It's at 30 now. That thing is moving fast. Oh my gosh, who's on that? Is that Arrow? Oh, it's Arrow. No wonder, he's got the 2% boost. It's 32% boosted Cypher because Accelerated Decoding is active. So she's going to go pressure down the Aeroplanist. We're probably going to see the Gravekeeper open up a new Cypher. No, he's going to open up a chest? Oh, he's trying to break the tablet, I see. What's really good about these guys is that they're not Cypher locked. Their Cyphers are actually in really, really good positions here. Because we have one at Mid-Broken, one at Graveyard, and then one at Backgate, which are 3 very good Cyphers. These are relatively safe Cyphers to work on, I will say. Outside of Mid-Broken's a little risky, but that's why you have your arrow with like full resources on it. Yeah, this is looking like a draw. I see no way that that UA wins this. If the survivors don't mess up. If nobody messes up, this should be a guaranteed draw. Like the only way this isn't a draw is if one faction messes up. That's quite literally the only way. Because I don't think there's any way to see any godlike plays from any of the survivors. Like unless one of them just like blink predicts, or uses their item to like deal with the blink. I think that's the only way. Ivy's trying to mind game somebody who's not even that. Trying to mind game the corner that didn't even play the mind game, dude. Oh my gosh, and she lost so much distance. And now she realizes, okay, I need to start pressuring down these Cyphers again. The Grave needs to open up a 7th one. I don't know what he's doing. He's greeting too much for this Cypher. He needs to open up a 7th one. Because the one who should be pressuring this Cypher is the Coordinator, not the Grave. Because now if they had a 7th one, they would be able to open it. But for some reason, Grave is just greeting for this Cypher, and I really don't know why. That's going to be a hit onto the Coordinator here. She knows that, yeah, she knows. Grave should not be here. Grave needs to be opening up a 7th Cypher. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. Aeroplanist is going to be able to work on his Cypher, push it up to like probably 90 or something. Let's see. He's going to get off because he's scared of Yith. He should just let it happen. He should just let it happen. There's no full presence. He needs to just let it happen. He needs to just push the Cypher. Push the Cypher until you get possessed. That way you can just like pressure it and then, you know, do the thing. Yeah, just they lost so much time by not forcing out that thing. Now they force the Ivy back, and they're not playing this right. The KL is not playing this correctly. They need to open up a 7th Cypher, which I don't know why they're not doing. They're still not doing it. They're still greeting for Backgate. Because now you're giving the issue with only doing 2 Cyphers. Here's the issue, guys. Here's the issue. Ivy has 2 things. She has her main body and her Yith. Okay, they're just gonna lose now because they didn't open up a 7th Cypher. I don't know what they were thinking. Chair Coordinator first, because obviously she has the gun, and they're just gonna have to pop. That's basement. You get 3K'd now because you didn't open up a 7th Cypher. I don't understand. So when Ivy only has 2 things she needs to pressure, it becomes immensely easy for her to deal with it. Immensely easy. When she has 3 things, it becomes a lot harder. When she has 4 things, it's extremely difficult. Because she has 2 things. She has her and her Yith. The survivors only gave her 2 things to pressure, which made it so much easier. So she just gets 2 downs, and then that's it. She could have 4K'd this too, which is crazy. She could have actually 4K'd this. She actually could have 4K'd this. It's only going to be a 3K, but she definitely could have 4K'd this. Wait a minute. Graves heading toward the... No, he won't make it because Core's not dead on chair. She's still going to take a while to die. There's the scare. There's the down. Boom. And that's going to be the one. She could have 4K'd this too, which is crazy. She could have actually 4K'd this, but it should have been a draw, but the survivors got way too greedy. The Grave needed to open up a 7th Cypher. I don't know what they were thinking. They really needed to open up a new Cypher. Moving on to round 3 now. This feels really weird because I just got new headphones. They literally just came in the mail like in between sets, and I'm just now trying them out. And they're very tight on my head. Anyway, we have a Gamekeeper on Church? Okay, interesting. Yeah, this is round 3, first half, of course. We have Wildling, Postman, Anti, and Mike Gaming, banning out Seer, Puppet, Arrow, and Bot Tracy. Yeah, this just feels like draw. I mean, Gamekeeper into Wildling can be a little risky because he can hook him off the board, and if that happens, that can be very, very scary. But I feel like the rest of this team deals with Gamekeeper decently well. So with these spawns, we're definitely going to protect our Postman. I feel like Gamekeeper can only chase Anti here. Yeah, because like Acrobat and Shack is just really strong. You can set up traps, but he can just jump over them. Yeah, I would chase Anti here personally. Yeah, he's going to chase Anti because he has excitement. We've got a Flywheel Tied Pumbaa Full Kite Post Lad Borrowed Knee Jerk Anti, not Flywheel. And then borrowed flywheel on the acrobat. Little weird builds here, but he's definitely not going for postman. He's 100% going for anti. That's why he brought the excitement there. However, if you do bring excitement, the chances of you getting much more than getting much more than the draw is going to be hard. We have panic, destructiveness, mischievous for the wildling / anti, and then the detention trump card from this gamekeeper. We're gonna try to find the anti, but no, we don't see where she is. Okay, we know she's in graveyard. She does drop that pass, so now we know where she is. We're gonna take this first vault, and now he knows it's knee jerk, but that's his hook's on cooldown. So for 14 seconds, he should not get a single hit unless it's with excitement. Now, the biggest thing is, do they know that it's excitement? I think they probably have, it's probably in the back of their minds that there's a chance that he could have excitement. Let's see. Anti's looping this area very well. We'll probably drop this pallet. Yes, we will. We're gonna hook. And we might need to super flip. Oh no, she messed it up! Ooh, there's 1, 2, excitement, beautiful. I like how that he didn't use it immediately, and she went for a second one. That way, she wasted even more of her flute. So now, that's a lot of flute used up. That's 25% flute left. So she has 2, interesting trap location. She has 2 flutes left. That is it. She has 2 flutes left. Let's see how she uses them. I think she can do 1 jump and still 1 stun. Let's see. There's a hook. And there's 1. Okay, she has 1 more flute no matter what. 1 more flute. I'm surprised she's not spinning at all. Let's see. Does win the pallet mind game. Beautiful work from the anti. But our hook is still on cooldown. This is going to end up being a 3 Cypher Kite. She's being very, very patient here. There's 1 hook. We dodge the next one. Very good. And one last flute. We do have a trap right here. We might see a body block from the Joker. No, we do not. Tried to bait a swing at that window, but unfortunately not going to be able to get it. It was crazy. I think if she had a muscle memory up, I think she makes that vault, which is crazy. And then she can use the postman letter to just go absolutely crazy with the double broken windows potentially. That was a really good kite though. 3 ciphers. A big thing now is the rescue. Rescuing from Gamekeeper is terrifying, bro. Absolutely terrifying. He's got excitement up in 15 seconds. He's just gonna swing. Yeah, he doesn't make that with hook. Gamekeeper's hat recovery is a little bit too long. So we're just gonna have Anti try to kite this out, but most likely just die in a corner. Let's see. Vault that. There's the hook. Oh, but the wildling out of nowhere. Oh, but does feed a little bit of presence here. We do have this pallet to work with. We're gonna use the speed boost here. Very good, very good. Do we have the wildling doing anything? Wildling's gonna be here to block. The wildling support is interesting, especially since this guy does have excitement. She does vault into him though, unfortunately. The wildling is here. Can he force the excitement? He does force the excitement. Beautiful work from this wildling. So now if they can actually get a good rescue here, probably with their acrobat or something, they might be able to manage a 4-person endgame here. It's gonna be a little tricky. Wildling is gonna flywheel. Is he just fly? I think he just flywheeled to the cipher. I think he's actually flywheeling to the cipher just to get away a little farther. Unfortunately, that's not going to be a hit onto the acrobat, but there is the hit. And we do indeed get the basic hit there. But now the last cipher is 70. Acrobat needs to keep Anti alive until that happens, which shouldn't be too hard because there's the hit. And she should be able to live. She should be able to live this. Let's see. We do have infinite. Actually, I don't know if we live this. She needs to win like a mind game here. Let's see. Let's see. We dodge the hook. That should be it. Yeah, that's 100% it. We might just pop here, honestly. She might just take the window or like put him in an animation, then they'll just pop. If she takes 2 hits, it's gonna be really bad. Oh no, they'll just pop. Okay, never mind. I was saying if she eats 2 hooks, that's gonna be really, really, really bad. He still does have hook though. This is looking like a 3 escape right now. Anti's not near any of the gates. There's the hook. There's the hit. He doesn't have trait. And there is no chair nearby, so this is going to be a 3 escape guaranteed. He's not even chairing near the gate. Okay, that is a 3 escape guaranteed. Wait, what's going on? Oh, Acro's going for dungeon. Okay. Yeah, Acro's going to go for dungeon, and he makes it too. Okay, I think he would have made the gate, but he's just going to play for dungeon. which I do agree with. Yep, he guarantee makes that. There's nothing Gamekeeper can do about that. That is a 3 escape. That was beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. Beautiful kite. Good rescues, and then good support there from the acro. I feel like the Gamekeeper maybe messed up his chase a little bit. I don't know. I feel like he could have done like a little better. I feel like there was like maybe a little too much safety there. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't play Gamekeeper enough to know, but I do feel like there probably could have been a quicker down there, especially since he had excitement to deal with Anti. Moving on to round 4. We've got Leo's memory here looking pretty interesting, and it's gonna be a lizard pick. Lizard, huh? Oh, rocking that like Assassin's Creed looking skin. We've got the Goatman and Opera bands from the Survivor side, then Hunter banning out Seer, Puppet, Mech, and Arrow. Notice how we're always banning Mech, bro. She's so broke. Officer, Novelist, Lucky Guy, and Ada. Not the strongest characters in terms of kiting, like just straight items, but it's interesting because like you look at this comp and this is actually like a meta comp. Like it looks squishy on paper, but it's actually very strong. Novice is quite good into Lucchino, I think, in my opinion. He's like pretty decent. Lucky Guy can obviously get any item he wants. Ada can probably 3 Cypher Kite Lucchino without too much trouble. If she wins like 1 mind game, like she's good. Honestly, I feel like with Ada, as long as you win like 1 mind game against Lucchino, that's 3 Cypher Kite. Because Lizard is he's like a weird guy, right? Because like technically, like on paper, he's really good, right? Because he can jump over pallets. His cooldown isn't that long. His ability is pretty good. His camping is pretty good. He doesn't really have any map pressure, but like he can, you know, jump pretty fast across the map, which is pretty crazy. But the issue is like his kit is a little clunky and leads to getting Cypher rushed. And just in general, his camping, while good, against really, really top survivors, it's not as effective. It really isn't. Especially if you bring Flywheel, which I do see a couple Flywheels here on this team, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Like, again, his camping is very good, but like these characters can deal with it. Ada can brute force, Officer could brute force if necessary, but most likely will just outwit him. Novelist can obviously just swap in. Lucky Guy could get a flare gun or a pocket watch. They can all deal with this lizard in different ways. We're seeing Detention trump card blink from Lucchino. We've got Bard Time Tide Officer, Bard Flywheel Novelist, and Ada. With Lucky God, Mr. Deduction to substitute himself with a Bard Time knee-jerk build as well. So, yeah, nothing unexpected here. Now let's see. Where are we chasing first? What a weird-looking build. Detention trump card, Addiction, Announcement, Panic, and Control Freak. Obviously, all lizards should have Control Freak. It is so freaking good. And this is going to be a hit. That is a very early hit onto Psychologist. This actually could be really bad. So one of the most important things to do as a Psychologist, one of the most important things to do, no matter what, is to delay the first hit. Always, always, always delay the first hit. Oh, wow, what a jump. I actually did not even know that jump existed. Wow. You can tell this is an experienced lizard, bro, because he knows about those jumps. I did not know that jump existed. Unfortunately, Ada's not going to be able to win that mind game. This is going to be a very short kite, actually. Yeah, with Control Freak, unless she gets a good flywheel here, let's see. There's the flywheel. Okay, the flywheel does save it a little bit, but she should go down to the next jump, or at least force the blink. Let's see here. You know, it's funny, if that was buff Persona Web, he probably would have had Control Freak up. Really, really good tight kite here. That's going to be the down. So yeah, that's a pretty bad kite from the Ada, all things considered. It's fine because it's an Ada, and she was 3 hits, but if she was not a 3-hit survivor, hoo boy. The reason being why you want to delay your first hit as long as possible is because the longer you delay your first hit, the second hit will usually be blink. But if the hunter kills you a little bit too fast, like if you take 2 hits too quickly, the issue there is that, you know, the stress will be up, which means you have rebound for free because you can't get farmed off chair, which is not really ideal. But that's. Oh, he risked everything on that double down, but doesn't get it. That's not good. That's not good. That is not good at all. And here's the thing. Even though the Ada's kite was kind of bad, this is still going to be a draw because guess what? This Cypher Rush is pretty decent. I don't know why she tried to kite that out. She probably should have just died in a corner. But the lucky guy has a bot, and he's pushing ciphers even more, dude, even more. Next rescue is likely going to be our novelist. I do see him posted up. We do have no wanted order on our lizard, so we don't see any cheeky cutoffs here. It looks like they're going to plan to full-on sell here. Novelist is feeding tinnitus from upstairs. Well, the last 4 ciphers will be completed. I guess I should say first 4 ciphers. Yeah, I agree. Ada literally has no rebound. Her flywheel would not be ready here. Yeah, that was really not a good kite from Pindy, I will say. But because it's a psychologist, they're still in the game. Because it's psychologist. This is a perfect example of why psychologist is such a strong survivor. Is she quite literally hardly kited. She like had a good flywheel and that was about it. She didn't win a single mind game. And yet they're still in a draw position. That is how strong psychologist is, dude. That is a perfect example of how strong psychologist is. We're going to see lucky guy use the bot to try to heal the officer, but it's not going to happen in time. We're going to take some time to kill the bot. That's a good play. That's a good play from both ends, honestly. Like you can use the bot, which doesn't deplete energy when healing, to heal. Oh my, what? This accuracy, bro. This accuracy with this lizard. This is terrifying. Almost gets the hit. He did get the hit. What? Oh wow, that's huge actually. That's huge. They can lose now. They actually might lose to this lizard. Granted, he doesn't have a lot of energy left. Novice. Oh, good patience for the novelist actually. This lizard is so scared of that trick, bro. He's so scared of the trick. But this is gonna keep allowing the novice to loop and loop and loop and loop. This novice is very patient. Bro, he's so scared of the pallet trick. Look at this. He just keeps walking in between it. You know he's going to do it eventually, but it's like, when? Just do it, bro. Oh, he... Okay, I don't know why he just... Okay, I don't understand. Like, you were literally doing fine just mind gaming these 2 pallets, and then you just decided, no, let me not. And now you're dead. Okay, I don't understand. This novice was working him, was in his head, and then, like, he just stopped being in... I don't know. I don't know what that was, bro. He could have just got the pallet stun trick. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the novice plan there was. Like, he was doing really good at first and then just decided, let me mix things up, even though I don't need to. Reminds me of how I play, honestly, where I just mix things up and then it's like, oh, that killed me. I don't know. I don't really agree with what the novice did there. Let's see. We're going to just keep... We are putting on the pressure onto these survivors, bro. We are putting on the... Oh, wow. Predicts the perfume, too. Wow. Yo, this lizard is kind of cooking, bro. So now we're in a rescue war. This is the issue. Now we're kind of in a rescue war situation where nobody's going to be able to work on the cipher and the lizard's going to constantly go back and forth, but here's the issue. He doesn't have any more energy. He hardly has any energy to do anything right now. He only has 45, which is not a lot, and the last cipher that they're working on is only 30%. Granted, that can get done really fast. How the heck does he know where this guy is? Oh my gosh, how does he know? How does he know? What? That's scary. How does he know? Okay, we see the pocket watch. Very nice. Oh my gosh. Wait, does Lucky Guy make that? He does, he does. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. No, he does. Oh no, the double. Oh no. The miss blink from earlier, but he did the same strategy. And this is gonna be a win for the lizard. A win for Lucchino, bro. A win for... And this is exactly what KL needs, because guess what? They're the ones losing right now. Or no, they're not. They both have a round win. I'm stupid. So now they're gonna take this win, actually. I mean, this is still first half, but now this is going to demand, unless Novice can get dungeon here, this is going to absolutely demand that PT's Hunter 4Ks as well. Otherwise, they're going to be in a really, really bad position here. Novice can make his way toward the dungeon. We are going to see... we're just going to see the down. He did have flywheel, but that's going to be it. Yeah, that's going to be it, dude. That's going to be it. I think the biggest thing was the lizard catching people out of their pocket watches and stuffing that rescue on the lucky guy. That was the biggest thing. Yeah, I don't know how he knew where the lucky guy was. I wasn't really paying attention, but that lizard's crazy, bro. That lizard's crazy. What can I say? That lizard is absolutely crazy. Moving on to round 4, second half. We see some weird bands out here. Wax, actually. Oh, no! What were you thinking? No, bro. No, bro. Oh. You think you can beat this team? You think you can 4K with Night Watch against this team on Leos? That's not happening, bro. Like, unless survivors mess up, this should be a loss for Night Watch. Like, this is a losing matchup for Night Watch. Acro, unless he has confined, like, I don't know what he's supposed to do. Acro kites Night Watch forever. Finn kites Night Watch forever. If Mech is goated, she can bot body block an easy 3-cipher kite, and then they could potentially win if they have double tied. This is like draw at best. This is draw at best. You're forced to chase the mechanic in 2-story, and if you don't, you get a draw because Cypher Rush. There's quite literally nothing Night Watch can do in this comp. I don't know why you're playing Night Watch here. I really don't. Like, you play Night Watch, the best you can get is a draw. I'm sorry, like the best you can. And look at that, you're not even spawning toward the mechanic. You're forced to chase Finn or Acro, which are two awful chases for Night Watch. Like, if this is me, I'm choosing Acro. I'm choosing Acro and praying he messes up. Because Acro Shack broke, but Finn Godkite is also broke. You can't chase Mech because she's too far. Like, this is already horrible for Night Watch. He has confined too. Bro, you can't 4K with this. I'm sorry. Detention, confined, warp, you can't 4K with that. On paper. On paper, unless survivors mess up. That's like literally the only way. And look at that, they all have knee jerk too. Knee jerk's better against Night Watch than Flywheel. Yeah, this is not looking good for the Night Watch, bro. It might be over for PT. And here we go. He's chasing Finn. Okay, he's chasing Finn. With confined space, yeah, this should be a lot easier of a chase because you can lock off that OP window. We have confined, a berserker, wanted order, hunter's instinct, and detention. Confined space. We'll break this pallet, and then we'll probably jump through the window here. Yup. So unless he uses his ball, this is a hit. He has to use his ball. Okay, so remember that thing I said about if the survivors mess up? Yeah. So now he actually can win. He can. Well, not necessarily because mechanic is still there, but that's a very early hit. That is a very, very early hit. He should just drop this pallet here. Oh, he's gonna he's gonna want to loop instead. Okay, that's fine. We'll drop this one here. We break it. You could quite literally just pallet spam, honestly. Let's go for our knee jerk here. Ball, knee. And for some reason decides to wait at this pallet. I guess it's because he knew warp was coming, so now we have to win a mind game. Let's see. He cannot win the mind game. Okay. This Finn's very impatient. This Finn is very, very impatient. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Night Watch played well, but I feel like this was a lot more survivor error. Like, that mind game wasn't the best, but also the first ball was just kind of bad. I can't lie, that was just kind of a bad ball. Night Watch can't win this, though. He cannot. You could quite literally just after half. You don't even have to rescue. You could just after half. You don't even have to before half here. Because KL, they all they have to play for is 1 out. They either 1, don't even rescue, or 2, they just do it after half. And it looks like they're not even going to rescue. Officer just feeding tinnitus. Because why rescue here? There's literally no reason to. You only need a 1 escape. There is quite literally 0 incentive to rescue. You can starve the Night Watch of presence. He doesn't have any trump card. Do they know he has confined? They do know he has confined. That is very important, actually, because they did see him vault a window. So they know it's confined. The officer will be going in here for an after half rescue. The only way Night Watch wins is if he terror shocks the officer. That's quite literally the only way, but he's just swinging. He's just constantly swinging. Oh, he wins. I can't even say that he wins. That's the craziest thing. Dude, these survivors are playing like really bad. I can't lie. They're making a lot of mistakes. Like you knew the Night Watch was constantly swinging and that you rescued at the same time when he swung. I don't know, bro. That's the kind of stuff that would get me. But I feel like I have a little bit of higher expectations for tournament players in high level. Akka's getting very cut off here. Yeah, this should actually be a win. So yeah, this is a lot more survivor air than anything. And don't get me wrong, I love to see Ethico winning because this guy, every time I watch this guy like at top level, he's always losing, bro. He's at best drawing and almost always losing. Acro. Okay, so remember that thing I said about survivor air? Yeah, this is not good. They saw the confined space earlier, and yet they didn't do anything about it. And now mechanics getting cut off. Yeah, this is 4K. This is 4K. Yeah, they didn't even have to rescue. That's the craziest thing. They didn't actually even have to rescue that. This was an insane amount of survivor error. These survivors just messed up so bad. They messed up insanely badly. They just basically handed this Night Watch a win on a silver platter. Which is interesting because, like, the Night Watch did not do anything special. I'm sorry, like, I really don't want to be that guy, but the Night Watch did nothing special. He really didn't. He just played very normally and just got a 4K because the survivors messed up. Like, I'm telling you, bro, that looked like a Griffin game. I can't even lie. That actually looked like a Griffin game to me. That is exactly like, you could copy paste that and that would look like a Griffin game. Like if I was like a Manticore fighting Griffins, that's exactly how it would look. I'm not even kidding. that was very poorly played. I don't know if it was just a surprise pick. They weren't expecting Night Watch or what, but the survivors were like very, very scatterbrained that game. I don't know. Well, regardless, it's time for round 5. Whoever wins this is the winner because we have 2 draws, one win on each end. Whoever wins this is the winner. We do see Night Watch again from UA. Okay, this is interesting. And this time ban out the mechanic. We have Arrow, Painter, Officer, Embalmer. Again, on paper, this should be a draw. But if the survivors mess up, not going to be very good. I will say, though, Night Watch could 3K this, actually. It's Chinatown. These characters aren't the strongest kiters. I mean, you chase anybody but Aeroplanist or Officer here. So yeah, your choice is between Embalmer and Painter. Embalmer Painter is a very good strategy when Thinner dies well, which could be very annoying. But I will say, Night Watch can 3K this. It is possible. It's going to be hard, though. We're going to see Detention Insolence warp this time. Insolence on this Night Watch. I actually don't disagree with Insolence here, especially if you want like a good early game. And you have warp for the Embalmer, too. So we're going to see Claustrophobia, Berserker, Hunter's Instinct, Detention, and Insolence from this Night Watch here. Yeah, I agree with the build. I agree. I think Inso or Trump card can work here. You just don't bring Confined Space. Let's see here. We're chasing down the Embalmer first. Now, see, now, this is better because we're getting rotated, although the Aeroplanist walked right into him. That is not very good communication. So now your rotation is completely over and done with. This is the trade-off, right? You're chasing a harder target, but they didn't rotate. So now you're going to be able to get an easier hit on them because it's Chinatown, and there's not really many ways to kite. He's going to use his hover. Is it going to be enough to stall for this? No, he's still going to get the hit. Thing is, Night Watch had to use up most of his resources to get that hit there, though, so maybe it's worth it. And now he is going to get to Hotel. We're going to see the jetpack getting him up the stairs, and the Night Watch messes up. What the heck? And pulls him back just in time. I don't know why we didn't drop that pallet. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was... I don't know. I don't understand what's going on here. Okay, so for some reason, people just cannot kite Night Watch today. I mean, that was more of a poor communication thing than anything because the airplane literally ran into him. But that's the trade-off, right? It's like, do I chase a harder target that doesn't rotate, or do I chase an easier target that does rotate? And let me tell you, as a Night Watch, especially on Chinatown, your choice should always be the latter. Now we're just going to watch this officer just get take a free hit the second he falls down. Notice how Night Watch will react. Yeah, that's beautiful reaction. Waiting for the very last second that he comes down. We're going to jump on through, get the hit on the Aeroplanist here, and now we're at full presence. Which I think we were already at before. I actually don't know. So yeah, this might be another loss. This actually might be another loss. We're just gonna die off in the corner here, make it a long chair. He doesn't have warp though, and the Embalmer is very far. So this is where things can get a little tricky, right? This is where things can get a little dicey because this Aeroplanist does have rebound potential because he has knee jerk and 1 jetpack, but the Night Watch does not have warp. His warp is not ready, and the coffin is so far. It is incredibly, incredibly far. So he's going to have to use up all of his dashes. Let's grab some more wind here. All of his dashes to get over there. Now, he can get over there without too much trouble, but it's going to take 5 dashes, maybe 6 no, 5 dashes. We're going to save our last one. Took 5 dashes to get all the way over here. And now we're going to use a second trait We're gonna need a jetpack here immediately. Jetpack, but not close enough. You're not enough, bro. Not enough. Yeah. With Control Freak plus Windwalk, the Night Watch is 34% faster, and even a jetpack's not gonna outrun that. But the ciphers are looking pretty good here. This is actually drawable. But again, I think because of how this Night Watch has been playing, as well as these survivors, I think this is gonna end up being a 3 elimination. Everything is a little sloppy versus the Night Watch, I will say. Like their comms are off. The Embalmer play was really good, and Aeroplanes did force out 2 warps here, which is really good. And this is also a bit risky here, because what you're doing right now is you're chasing an Embalmer. Now the Embalmer doesn't have anything. You might say, oh, he's gonna go down so fast, right? He just gave control of the pilot to the Night Watch, so now he's gonna eat a hit here. He needed to play for a mind game there in that situation. You kind of just have to. You can't loop that because you give control to the Night Watch. I agree switching targets here is actually the better choice. You can force out the Officer's Watch and then leave. Issue there, chasing the Embalmer is not the best. Because if you chase the Embalmer there... Officer cornered himself. Never corner yourself as an officer. He got away with it this time, but it's very risky to do that. But if you share the Embalmer again and he gets rescued, he gets another coffin, which is very, very scary for the Night Watch, because dealing with 2 coffins a game can be very annoying. We do have warp at about 10 seconds there. Last cipher is, I believe, that tunnel cipher right there. And now we're chasing the Painter, the full health Painter. Let's see, we're going to try to mind game this pallet here. And so far, the Night Watch has won every single mind game. Again, Chinatown is very difficult to win mind games on, I will say. This is why I've always said Chinatown is Night Watch's best map, because he actually can 3K on this map. Now we are going to get a little bit lost here because he's scared about the ciphers, and it's interesting that what the Painter is doing here. Look at the painting. Look, the Painter is running into the Night Watch to give him tinnitus, which is really smart. I really like what this Painter is doing. This is incredibly smart, because what they're doing right now, they're in a disadvantageous position because they're all injured right now. Although the Officer did prime a heal. But the Painter realized, hey, the Night Watch is going to go try to pressure the Cypher, but if there's no tinnitus there, he's going to leave. Let me run into him and feed tinnitus. That way, we can buy more time for, healing and rotation and whatnot. Now we're going to be back onto our Embalmer here, which again is not an ideal chase target here for this late game, because he is going to go down, but the rescue, it's going to happen, and he's going to have another coffin, which is very annoying, which means you kind of have to respect the fact that the coffin exists. That is, of course, if they get there before half. Officer does have his heal primed. He should be able to get there before half. Let's see. We're going to probably have to prime the heal very soon. Let's see. Please get he needs to get there before half, otherwise there's no chance of the coffin. Cypher is primed. Just go, bro. Just go. What? Just go. Please prime your heal. There we go. Nice, good primed heal. But he's gonna make it there before half, but they're gonna have to pop, which is not the best. Pop. It's before half. Who is this? Is this the... Okay, the Embalmer. The Embalmer's gone. He needs to drop his coffin. Officer was out in the corner. Embalmer needs to drop his coffin. Drop your coffin. Just anywhere. Doesn't matter. Just drop your coffin. He needs to drop his... I don't know why he's not dropping his coffin. Does he know that he even has a coffin? I don't think he knows he has a coffin. Painter does have painting here. Let's see. Beautiful work from the Painter. Beautiful painting drop here. Embalmer is still not dropping his coffin. I guess he's going to drop it at the gate, maybe. He really needs to drop that coffin. Painter's going to paint. He finally drops his coffin here. Finally. Painter dodges the wind. And he drops a quicker painting. It's going to be a shorter stun, but it's buying enough time. These items are buying enough time. This should be a draw. No. They're scared now. They're scared. He does not have a chase target right now, though. He does not have a chase target at all. Embalmer has dropped the coffin. They're now at the other gate. He's going to go back. He's going to try to cut off the Embalmer. He's going to try to coffin the Embalmer. Does he know where the Embalmer is? He's running into him. The Embalmer ran into him. I don't know why we ran into him, but I guess our comms are not the best here. But it's fine, because what can happen here? This is guaranteed victory. He actually has dungeon right here. Which is crazy to think about. We're gonna go for our wind here. He is trapped, but he's gonna try to loop around here. He needs to basically pallet stun the Night Watch. That's his only chance. Yeah. That was his only chance. That was his only chance, is just pallet stunning the Night Watcher somehow. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but he had to do that somehow. That was still a very much better played game from the survivors. Still quite a few mistakes, but it is gonna be a draw for the Night Watch. That is what should have happened in the last game. All right, it's time for round 5, second half. This is the final game of this specific set. We've got Goat, Opera, Bands, and the Lizards coming back out. Wow. Round 4 and round 5 are exactly the same. Lizard Night Watch into Night Watch Lizard. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if Lizard gets a 3K, I'm pretty sure KL wins. If PT gets a 3, or if PT gets a 3 escape, they win. And then if it's a draw, it'll go to whoever has more points. I haven't been keeping track of points. I actually don't know who has the point lead. But if not, it'll go to overtime. So we shall see. We shall see. Again, the Cypher Rush is really strong on this team because of that mechanic, and he's not spawning near the mechanic. Last time, he was able to down the Psychologist very, very fast. You probably don't want to chase the corner. If you're confident again, you should probably just chase the Psychologist. She is in a 2-star area, so you get that advantageous benefit of using Control Freak as well without even having to use Jump. So I would say Psychologist is still probably the best chase target here, especially since he did not spawn near the mech. But we're going to see Borrowed Time Knee-Jerk on the Cordy and the Ada, Full Kite on the mech, Tide Borrowed on the Officer, and then Detention Trump Card Blink on our Lizard here. And he's going straight for the Cordy, actually. What a surprise. Wanted, Addiction. Yeah, same build as last time, actually. Wanted, Addiction, Panic, Control Freak, Detention Trump Card. And he's chasing the Coordinator first, which is very weird. Very, very weird, chasing Coordinator first. I was not expecting him to chase Coordinator first. We do see, not the best. She kind of wasted her window vault right there. She can't panic here. This window's gonna, oh wait, Cordy, that window's broke. Cordy! Not good. This Cordy's panicking. I can tell she's panic kiting. The nerves must be running really, really high on these guys. I mean, I can sit here from my comfy chair and just say, oh, it's so easy, just do this, when I've done like much worse kites. But no, that's kind of the whole point, is like being in the driver's seat is like way more difficult. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. This Cordy just panic kite. She went to the window that was gonna break, shot the gun because she panicked, and then ran to the worst place to kite on the map. Or one of the worst. Yeah, this is not good. She died on the mechanic Cypher. This is not good. Terrible routing. Absolutely terrible routing from the Coordinator. This is likely going to be a win for the Lizard. I mean, I can't say yet because they do have mech bot, but it's looking like a win for the Lizard. I cannot lie, guys. It's looking like a win for the Lizard. That kite was just pretty short. Like, ideally, you would want to like down the Coordinator now. We do see a hit onto the Officer, and we blink just to hit the Officer. He loves those double downs, bro. That's what he's been doing versus Officer. He loves to blink for double downs. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. We're going for our Cordy still. Cordy needs to rebound. She's insanely fast right now. She's gonna try to loop this window. This is not the... Okay, you need to... She's so impatient, bro. Oh my goodness, this Coordinator's so impatient. What? Why did she cry? What? Why did she start walking? I am so confused. I think she made that vault too, which is the craziest thing. Yeah, I don't know what to say here, guys. I really don't. She died on a Cypher again, which is not good. I'm pretty sure this is just a win for the Lizard at this point. She's died on Cyphers twice. They double downed on the rescue. Mechanic will be able to get this. We'll be able to get this rescue here. He's not going to go for a second double down, knowing that Mechanic is just very, very weak already, and he should be able to down her without too much trouble. And Coordinator does not vault back through, which is good, but she's kind of dead at these 2 pallets. I feel like what Lizard does here is he just waits for Grand Slam. Yeah, you just wait for your jump. Yep, keep her trapped, keep her trapped, keep her trapped. Jump, slam, dead. Nothing you can do without flywheel. See ya. Okay. You know what's funny is they're actually in a drawed position because of Mechanic. Even though that was a very mediocre kite and they died on ciphers, the rescues were actually pretty good. And Mechanic is keeping the Cypher Rush alive, and they're walking right into the Hunter again. But if you ask me, I would still say this is going to be a 3Ks. Baiting out the flywheel. Beautiful flywheel from Mechanic. But unfortunately, Lizard does have like 0 lag on his swing. So even if you flywheel, unless you're behind something, you're kind of just cooked. One of the reasons I really don't like fighting Lizard is because his swing is very spammy. Same with Blackguard Wu Chang. They don't really have any lag on their swing, so they can just like swing, 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 swing. Makes them very frustrating to kite in close quarters without knee jerk, and it also makes them very frustrating to rescue from because they can just spam their swings and there's not much lag, and you just kind of have to respect it. We are going to try to spot out the officer here. This lizard's really trying to force early rescue. This is what I'm noticing. This lizard loves forcing early rescues. We're just going to... Wow, okay. That's kind of a scam. That's kind of a scam. I know that's muscle memory diff, but that is kind of a scam. We're going to swap to the psychologist here now. Now, this is not a good target swap, if you ask me. This is not good. I mean, obviously, Ada did lose the mind game. We're going to get a hit right here. That's 2 hits close back-to-back, but this is very risky. Very risky, very, very risky. Officer still has a... Okay, wow. Okay, he downed this Ada within, like, 20 seconds. But she has rebound. That's the issue. She can't get farmed. The only way she can get farmed is if she gets grand slammed into hit. And we're going to TP... Wow, okay. I can't even lie. I love this aggressive type gameplay. Mech goes down, and now we are in Rescue War. So, here's the thing. Right now, we're in a bit of a weird position. Because there are 2 ciphers on this side of the map, 1 cipher over there. Mech can continue working on that cipher that's like 60, and then Officer can come in for this rescue, and the Lizard can't do anything about it because he has no energy. His positioning is very good, but he has no energy, and that's the issue right now. Although another issue is that they cannot rescue the Mechanic, so it looks like it's actually going to work out here in the end. They're going to be able to pop, but they have to draw with these 2 survivors. They have to. So, yeah, actually, he just wins. He should be able to win this. Because Psyche is not going to get on a Cypher anytime soon. And Officer only has 30 seconds to buy with his watch, which is not enough to get to the dungeon. It just isn't. And he's not even going to the dungeon. It looks like they don't know where the dungeon is. Officer... Yeah, the window's gone because the coordinator burned it early game because she wasn't very patient. And Officer's running into him to try to get the 3rd tuning. Does get the 3rd tuning. But he's kind of dead. He's kind of dead. And that's going to be the one. That's going to be the one escape. But with a 3K, I do believe that means that KL are the victors of the Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan Division Region champions. It is 2-Team KL. Lots of mistakes being made in this grand finals set here of this IVT, but still pretty good games throughout as well. I will say this is a very talented Lizard player, very, very talented Lizard. So very good stuff to KL. I'm excited to see them in IVS. I hope they'll bust out that Lizard again. Lizard's probably gonna get cooked against your pro China Japan teams, but the Lizard cooked here. It did. I cannot lie. It cooked here quite a bit. All right, it's time to move on to the Southeast Asia IVT Grand Finals here. Our 2 teams are FT and UPDG, 2 of the strongest SEA teams in my opinion, or I guess not really my opinion, more of just it is the fact. FT, I believe, is the consistent strongest SEA team. I do believe FT is considered like... I do believe they are considered right now to be the strongest non-professional team, whereas B4U is usually considered to be right behind FT. But FT, again, very, very strong team. They've held their own against China and Japan before, so I'm very curious to see how they're going to play in this set. We do have Goatman coming out here, Detention Trump card Blink Goatman, going up against Explorer, Grave, Mage, and Puppet. Very standard, very safe round 1 comp here. Now we can already see the differences between regions. We see that FT is bringing Triple Tide here. Triple Tide, Borrowed Time Tide on the Puppet and the Grave, Flywheel Tide on the Magician, and then Full Kite on the Explorer. So it's really interesting. Explorer is a very versatile character. Some people are just like, yeah, let's bring Borrowed Time Tide. Some say Full Kite. Some just say Borrowed Time something. It's really just preference and map dependent, like whatever ability you want to bring on Explorer. In my opinion, on like his best maps in rank, he should always have Borrowed Time Tide. But especially like in tournament, you can't always go that, especially when it's like Goatman round 1, you know? Now let's see here. Detention trump card, Wanted Order, Nostalgic, Berserker, and Exhibitionist on Hessian's Goatman here. I believe I remember seeing Hessian's Goatman in the past. Hessian, very strong hunter here. Let's see. Where are we looking first? I'm excited to see Kuga play, honestly, because just a short little story. Kuga is one of my favorite players to watch. He was the player that inspired me to play Nightwatch. He used to be a hunter player for Team FT, and he was 4K'ing teams on Hospital like crazy with Nightwatch, back when Nightwatch was like God. He was God Watch for like a whole month, and then they nerfed him. But yeah, Kuga has now swapped from Hunter to now play Survivor. I think this change happened in Koa 8. That was risky. Gets the Terror Shock, but the thing is, the Terror Shock happened when the cage was over, so he didn't take any extra damage, but does lead to a little extra presence, and we're just gonna hit him again here. I don't disagree with what Hessian's doing here. There are two different like ideas when it comes to hitting Lewis, and that is that you can either one hit the Lewis just to get some presence, or you can let him just die and you don't have to ever like give him any positioning to work with. Different Goatmans play differently, but that is a pretty quick down onto Kuga, especially since the rotation was pretty long. The kite not lasting that long doesn't matter because the rotation was long enough and the same amount of energy ended up getting burnt out. So this is a very good position. I would actually say this is a little below average down, just because of how long the rotation was and how long the hiding was. It took a while for the Goatman to actually find a target. Mini Blue coming in here for a beautiful rescue. Gets the rescue. This is they're playing very well. FT's playing very, very well right now. Incredibly well. We don't have a cage to get this Lewis down, so if Lewis can win a mind game here, unfortunate. That actually is kind of crazy that hits to me. With a cage, we should be able to catch him. We might just be able to blink past our cage. Puppet will be actually kiting out Titan right here. Not that he has anything else to kite with, but he is lasting quite a long time here. We're gonna see a blink immediately right here. Yep. Once you see the Puppeteer drop that pallet, you know he's stuck in an animation, which means you know he can't dodge. So you can go for a guaranteed blink hit there. But this is also blink being used pretty late into the match, and he's already, as we can see, swapping to teleport here because he does not want to deal. With any, long cooldowns for his trait. Explorer is here for the rescue. He doesn't see the Explorer. Nope, he does see the Explorer. No, he doesn't see the Explorer. No, he does see the Explorer. No, what the heck? Okay, I guess he did see the Explorer. We're gonna get the rescue here. Puppeteer does have rebound. Is forced to use the Lewis, though, and it was, almost hit the Explorer. That took 2 resources for them to not explode there. Okay, dude, Kuga just be taking these vaults. He doesn't even care. He's just like, yeah, I'll just take these vaults. Now, Explorer this is interesting. Explorer, who doesn't have Borrowed, is going to try to keep the Puppeteer alive. This is very risky. Very, very risky, but Puppeteer will be going down here. He doesn't have the energy to down the Explorer, but this is going to be an elimination onto the Puppeteer. He has the Explorer right here. He should have a good idea that the Explorer has no Borrowed. I mean, he's right there. They're probably just going to pop right here. Yeah, they're just going to pop. Okay, Trait is not ready. If they can get up on a gate, this will be a guaranteed draw. The Cypher Rush from FT has been absolutely insane. Explorer should be dead here. Let's see. He's just going to constantly go back and forth between the cages. Beautiful positioning from Adi, I will say. Beautiful positioning from Adi. Not going to be the down just yet. We're going to see the cage. Beautiful cage from Hessian. Beautiful cage. He's gonna just chair. There is no teleport being used, and that is gonna be the draw for FT. Very well played from both ends, honestly. This feels a lot higher than the previous gameplay I was watching. A lot higher level. What's up, Kuroshiro? How you doing? Moving on to round 1, second half, we have Officer, Mage, Puppet, and this time, instead, we have Embalmer. So, no Explorer, but Embalmer instead. Bit of a different strat, but we also did ban out the Explorer, as I can see. And then we have FT him. He's him, I guess. I don't remember him. Is him new? I actually don't know. Huh. I'm not actually sure. We do see some pretty standard spawns here. At this point, you have three chase targets. You either go for Mage, Puppet, or the Embalmer. Embalmer might be a little tricky in Factory, but it is definitely doable for a Goatman. He's actually gonna be bringing Abnormal. Wow. That's some confidence. That is some confidence. Interesting. Usually Abnormal Goatman only comes out against stuff like Mechanic and whatnot, sometimes like Prisoner, but this, I don't know. This feels very confident, a little greedy perhaps as well, but it could work out. We do have Bard Time Tide, Officer, and Puppet, Bard Flywheel Mage, and then Bard Knee-Jerk Embalmer. So everybody with Bard Time though, so Survivors are also quite confident as well. Let's see how it goes. We're gonna be seeing Berserker, Wanted Order, Impulsive. Interesting. Detention and Trump Cardo. We've got... Who are we chasing? Embalmer first. Okay, Embalmer first. Let's see how him does this. Okay, but good pallet stun from him. Or not him. Good pallet stun onto him from Yushi? Yushai? I don't know how to pronounce her name. Another pallet. Okay. Him's just eating these pallet stuns like crazy for some reason. The Embalmer does lose the mind game there, but good attempt on trying to good attempt on trying to at least like out position him here. We're gonna see the vault, and we're gonna use our speed boost here. Speed boost, double cage, and that's gonna be the down. Okay, pretty quick down, and did not force out more than like 2 cages. I mean, he forced out a double cage, but that's not really that good. Usually want to force out 3 cages against Goatman, but it's fine because we do have the Embalm right here. Will he Embalm? He probably will. He will. He wants to keep the Ciphers alive. This is very smart, especially since you don't know what his trade is. And if he here's the thing, if he did not coffin here, he was going to be able to easily Abnormal mid Cypher, which is one of the most dangerous Ciphers to get Abnormaled. Because, as I've said 1,000 times before, mid is the easiest Cypher for the Hunter to pressure at any given moment. Oh no! A huge mistake from him! A huge mistake from him. I know what they wanted to do there, but he accidentally went through the cage. That's gonna buy a lot of time for the Survivors. And he's not even gonna go for it again. Wow, okay, interesting. Yeah, that is a very huge mistake from him. He just gave the Survivors like another extra like 15 seconds to work with, which is really bad. You cannot mess up plays like that in this. This is probably gonna be a draw now. If there is any chance of winning, I think it's gone, because the only way he wins is if he gets greedy. His Abnormal's gonna like not matter. He's gonna actually Abnormal this Cypher here. Let's see. But he's also trading the free rescue. Yeah, they trade the free rescue for the Abnormal. So now this is just be a draw here. They're gonna start duo kiting. This is where things get a little risky, because if Officer eats 2 hits and breaks 1,000 cages, we might not actually get a good down onto this Embalmer here. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, there's 1 cage kited. This is not good. This is not good for FT. Not good for FT at all. This is ideally like you would have wanted somebody dead already. He would have wanted somebody dead. And the Abnormal, I don't think is going to buy them enough time. Last Cypher is 40% and climbing. They don't have Accelerated Decoding just yet, but it will be active in about 20 seconds. Let's see how they play this here. Embalmer will drop the coffin. Oh, he's dead. Okay, I guess they messed up the body block there. A little interesting. Okay, well now it's a draw because he got the Embalmer down. I don't really know what they were trying to go for there. But I think it would have been a little bit safer to just try to go for some standard body blocks. We are going to open up a 6 Cypher as we probably will head toward our Magician here. Magician can definitely kite this out. Accelerated Decoding is active, so the last Cypher being worked on by the Puppeteer should be able to be finished in about 50 seconds. And Mage with 2 wands and flywheels should be able to kite in a Goatman for 50 seconds without too much trouble. They know the dungeon is here as well. This is looking like a drawed game, but there is potential for 3k/3 escape since they are in position for the dungeon, and Goatman obviously still has trump card to utilize as well. So Most likely going to be a draw, but there is potential for both 3K and 3 escape here. Let's see. Second one being used here. What? What's going on? What? Nice flywheel, still avoiding that damage. Let's see. That's a lot of cages kited. This mage is doing very, very well. Very, very well. Gonna chip him down here and grab full presence. He's just now at full presence, which is kind of crazy to me. And he's still chilling at this this dungeon area, still in position for dungeon. He needs to probably transition away a little bit here, I think. That way he can come back and not waste all the resources here. We're gonna see another chip onto the magician. Do we see a cage? They probably want to force out a cage to get the down or go for a pallet stun here. Let's see. Nope, he doesn't want to get pallet stunned. All right. Yeah, he's gonna have so much energy here for late game, which is very smart. Him is playing this very, very smart. Very, very smart. They are positioned up on the gate, but this is going to be a down with only basic hits. He basic hit him 4 times. Not a single cage even needed, bro. There's the wand. Mage needs to kite. Oh, and he predicts the fall. Okay. This should be a draw. This should be a draw. He's going to chair. I think, you know what's crazy? I think if he just like did a ton of cages, he actually would have made it to the puppeteer. But the issue is both puppet and officer can eat detention hits. It's going to be insanely hard to even stand a chance at getting a draw here. Yep. Oh, officer messes up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Standing out of the range. He has the cage. He has the cage. He has the cage. Wait. Nope, that's it. Okay, GG's. GG's. That was well played, though. Very, very well played from both ends. And that's a double draw. Double draw indeed. Moving on to round 2, I just lit a new candle. Bought a new candle last week, and oh my gosh, that's a clown. In round 2, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a hype match. Oh, this is gonna be a hype match. But yeah, in terms of my awesome candle, I really wish I could transfer the smell to you guys because it smells so good. It's a limited edition spiced vanilla apple candle, and it's got like cinnamon baked apple honey vanilla bean. It smells so nice, dude. Oh, it smells so amazing. I really wish you guys could smell it. But regardless, we have Mercenary, Finn, Embalmer, Aeroplanist against this clown, banning out Seer, Anti-Meteor, and Cordy. This is gonna be a fun one. Looks like we actually are protecting our Mercenary here a little bit. Your typical ranked spawns usually has the Mercenary, or at least the Rescuer, at Cypher Bridge. But here we're gonna protect the Mercenary just because he's actually a vulnerable chase versus Clown. Clown's worst chase here is definitely gonna be that Fire Investigator, and unfortunately he's spawning right next to him. And of course, we are going to be seeing a couple flywheels here, which is really good versus Clown. Borrowed flywheel on the Aeroplanist, borrowed Niedric on the Embalmer, flywheel tied on our Finn, and then borrowed tied on our Merc. And then we have the classic but somewhat risky. Ew, what is this clown skin?
Skin I've never seen before, but
yeah, even Kuroshio is like, what the heck? Yeah, this is Inso Trump Blink. This is a very, like, even this build, look, like Inso Trump Blink, Fast Power Break, Berserker, Inertia. This is a very, very common clown build. Even Choi rocks this build sometimes. But obviously there is one major weakness with this build, and that is no detention, obviously, which can really hurt, especially against something like a Mercenary. However, good pallet drop here from the Mercenary. We are just gonna see, yeah, chasing the Mercenary here first. The next spot you want to go to right here is these double pallets. Mercenary's already going to these double pallets. The clown is probably really smart though, and he's not going to start. Oh, he's what? Okay, so now you've created a loop here. Yeah, you can. You need these double. Yep, here we go. See how everybody's like stuck in these double pallet areas where they have one dropped. The Embalmer revealed himself. This is likely going to be a hit. Oh, good reaction on that pallet drop. Now we have to play this mind game. He tries to go for the blink. He doesn't need to blink here. He actually does not need to blink. He's gonna put on the drills, drop that. This should be a hit, and then he can blink for the down. I think he swung just to try to bait out a flywheel there or something, I'm guessing. As long as the Embalmer forces the blink, then we should be fine. We'll probably see the pallet drop right here, blink right here. Yep, he knows there's no flywheel, at least he knows there's a very small chance of having flywheel, and down goes the Embalmer. The coffin is in 2-story, not in the best location though, I will say. Especially against a clown, that's not really in the best location. You probably want it like maybe upstairs or something. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he'll just coffin and then use it. He probably will coffin here. Yeah, I'd agree. Use coffin here. That way you can push the ciphers. One big issue though. These guys are going to be cipher locked if they don't have somebody move to this other side of the map here. Let's see. I don't think a bomber can make it to the window in time. He's going to get the hit here. Yeah, that's an instant farm. Yeah, probably should have moved the coffin a little up, a little higher. It is going to be a long chair, but this is not ideal. This is not ideal. We're going to be sending in our Finn to rescue here. I actually don't disagree with that because the Finn has flywheel and it's going to be, ooh, it's going to be basement. Ooh, not good, not good. Not good. It is long chair. We could sell. We very well could sell. Our cipher progress is not the best right now. I don't think they're gonna rescue. I think in this situation you play for a draw. Yeah, Finn's outside. Clown obviously can scout out like forever because he's a gosh darn clown. But I do think the safe play is to sell. It looks like that's exactly what they're gonna do here. Will he find the Finn though? Will he find the Finn? Doesn't see the Finn. And he's gonna leave out toward God Kite here. Doesn't really know anybody is. We're gonna pick up some parts while we're at it here. And now we're gonna head toward first. No, we're gonna head towards second. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, whoever gets hit by this this rocket dash will be taking. Yeah, I don't know why we did that. Once again, Finn is very good into clown. And it's not the best. Like he just lost a lot of time going for that Finn. It was a trade of the ball as well, but still kind of annoying. We're gonna be going for the aeroplanist here now. Also not the best chase target here. Really, the mercenary would be the best one here. We're gonna see aeroplanist use the trick. Yep, that's a very good trick that you can do as an aeroplanist. And he tries to hover, but he messes it up. I think that was a little greedy. He probably should not have hovered there, and probably should have tried to go for a flywheel lineup. Because now he just burned his hover. But yeah, aeroplanist is very strong in this area because he can use his jetpack to just leave. He's gonna probably do the trick right here. That beautiful. Look at that. See, such a beautiful trick, bro. Beautiful trick. Let's see the flywheel. Oh, misses the flywheel, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just because him's not being very patient, I will say. Him is not being very patient with this clown. He's not really baiting flywheels at all, but it's not like UPDG is like punishing him for it, right? They're not really punishing him for being impatient. We do have our Finn nearby. This time we're gonna have to rescue. We have to rescue. We cannot afford to sell anymore, otherwise it will be a loss. The clown does have trump card, but we do see no flywheel here. He's gonna TP. Oh my gosh. Wait, that's it. He probably needed to flywheel that first hit. Ooh. See, now this right here is the power. That's actually insane. That's kind of a scam. I can't even lie. That's a scam. That should have hit. That flywheel should have hit. That's a scam. That is a scam. So that is, I forget if he was drilled, but if he isn't drilled, that's not the worst situation. They can still draw, but now this is really difficult. I'm telling you, dude, this is the power of no detention clown. This is the power of, oh my gosh, he got it. He got the terror shock. And now if he gets the hit onto the aeroplanist, that'll be it. Because then, I don't know if Finn is drilled. I don't remember. But mercenary is drilled. Merc is drilled. And that's going to be down to the aeroplanist. And that's it. You have Merc drilled. You have aeroplanist drilled. Now you can just go for Finn. And it looks like Finn's not getting up. That should be the win. That's it. That is it, bro. All because drill. All because drill. All because Finn missed his flywheel. All because the build, the insto trump. That was beautifully played from him. Honestly, that was beautifully played from him. A good amount of survivor error, I will say. A good amount of survivor error, but he capitalized on it very well. And that swap to the TP was absolutely insane. Let's see here. Round 2, second half. We've got Mech Forward, Wendington, and an aeroplanist here again. And this time, it's going to be Wu Chang in round 2. Wu Chang round 2, and people still want to tell me this character's bad. And this is before Persona Web adjustments. And people are still telling me this character's bad when he's being played in round 2 of tournaments. It's crazy. Even in China, we see we see teams playing Wu Chang in round 1, and people still have the audacity to tell me that this character is bad. It's crazy. But we see forward bridge. We got Kuga, my goat. Aeroplanist is at first. Oh, mechanic bridge. Right. How could I forget mechanic bridge? We're gonna go for the standard rank spawn here, except mech is spawning bridge, and then we're gonna have the forward here. I guess. This might just be like a mind game situation where it's like we don't want the mech to take initial chase. That, and we can also hide the bot maybe somewhere. I don't know. They probably have some sort of game plan. I have seen mech spawn bridge before, but it's not really something that's viable in rank too often. It's usually only in tourney. And let's peep the builds here. We have full kite mechanic, flywheel tied aeroplanist, tied borrowed forward, and then borrowed flywheel meteor. And yep, the mechanic did pull out her bot and is probably gonna put it in a locker or hide it or something like that. We do have confined, berserker, mischievous, announcement, detention on this this Wu Chang here. He's looking around for the mechanic. Does find the bot though. Yep, he will find the bot, which is quite unfortunate for the mech. And yeah, notice how this Hunter's not carrying insolence. Bad Hunter, by the way, guys, right? Bad Hunter, by the way. He has no early game. Oh my gosh, but he's not taking insolence. How odd. Yeah, I'm just gonna replay that for you guys. Look at the end lag. He just swung. He has no end lag, bro. This is why I hate Blackguard. I don't care if people like say he's so weak or whatever. Look at that. Look at this. He just swung. Look at how stupid that is. There's no end lag. There is no end lag, and now he has Bell, and you die. That was a good dodge, but now she's in a trash area, and you are cooked. See ya. That was a 50-second kite. Don't get me wrong, it is a mechanic, and her bot is out. But we're cheering on a Cypher, and this is actually a decent position for a 4K. Now, don't get me wrong, the Cyphers aren't bad. The bot is out there, and they have a forward, and Wu Chang isn't like... He does have weaknesses. I'm not even trying to say this character's broke. I just really am annoyed when my comments are filled with Wu Chang's so weak, when he's quite literally played in round 2 of tournaments. Hitbox buff moment there, by the way. That is definitely hitbox buff. Let's see, he's gonna Bell, and then do you think the forward's gonna be able to... Wow, guys, the weak hunter, right? Wu Chang, the weak hunter, right? Wu Chang, the weak hunter. I can't wait. I wonder how he's gonna get the hit. Let's see this hit. Okay. I don't think that he would have hit onto the forward initially if they didn't buff Blackguard hitbox. Look at that. He's just gonna chair the forward. This is the best team. This is the best team in SEA, by the way, guys. I know some people are saying, oh, but the SARS is playing terribly. This is the best team in SEA, and this is the strongest team outside of China and Japan. Team FT. They are the team that stands chances against China and Japan teams more than any other team, and they're getting cooked to Wu Chang, bro. I think that just says something. I don't know. If you ask me, I think that just says something. Look at that attack recovery. Ford is gonna have to use the ball. He's gonna Bell. There's no counterplay to that unless you have flywheel. And boom. Look at the Cyphers, bro. Bad Hunter, though, right, guys? Bad Hunter? Bad Hunter. So weak. Such a weak Hunter. Such a helpless, weak Hunter. And look at these Cyphers. Sorry. I have beef with the people in my comments telling me that this guy's weak. He's not, bro. They just haven't fought good ones. That's literally it. They just haven't fought a good one. They just haven't, bro. We're scouting out here with Umbrella. They actually can maybe draw, but their Cyphers haven't moved in forever. And drawing is going to be hard. They did reset, I will say. They did reset, so now we're in a pretty decent position. And if we can have a good second kite, we have a chance. We do have a chance. We are probably going to commit to this meteorologist here, maybe. Nope. We are actually going to. Okay. We need a good kite from the meteor. We need a good kite from the meteor here. Let's see. Nice. She's looping these pallets very well. There's the hit. Okay. Cyphers are climbing. The bot did do its job. There is still a possibility to draw. But let's see. There's the wind blast. Oh yeah, Mechanic unfortunately is out there and she is decoding pretty slow since Meteor is injured. That's true. She is now minus 30 decoding right now, which is a little tough. But we'll see. We'll see. Mech actually picked up the ball, which is pretty funny. She did actually pick up the ball. Let's see. We're gonna TP on top of the Meteor. She flywheels to dodge past the bell. We're gonna use the cloud. Yeah, this is really good actually. So this is really good for the Cyrus because Meteor is kiting forever. It's kind of funny because this was probably the worst chase target he could have chased. He probably should have gone toward the Aeroplanist. Aeroplanist is like much weaker kiting Wu Chang than Meteorologist, who is considered to be one of the strongest kiters in the game right now. But this I don't think he can 3K this. I think he can, or sorry, I think he can 3K this. I don't think he can 4K this anymore though. Unless he stuffs the rescue. He needs to stuff. He needs to stuff this mechanic. But he does not know where the mech is. That's the issue. He does not know where the mech is. Yeah, arrow with no borrowed time. Actually, wait, yeah, there's no borrowed time on either of these guys. This might he actually could 4K because of no BT. He does commit. Does he spot out the arrow? He does. I think Kuga makes that though. Kuga should make that. Kuga should make that rescue. Yeah, Kuga can make that. Kuga can make that. Kuga can definitely make that. The only issue is if Kuga takes a damage here. Ooh, good dodge. But if Kuga eats this hit right here, there's now -30 on Mech Cypher. And he could go for Mech Cypher here, which is probably the correct play, but he's gonna go for the arrow because he knows the arrow has no borrowed. Beautiful flywheel, oh my gosh. Let's see. I think they can draw. I think they can draw here. Oh no! Unfortunate. They might have to pop here. Let's see. Are they gonna pop? They are just gonna pop. Yeah, they're just gonna pop. Okay. This is probably a 3K because he should know where Meteor is. Yeah, I don't think he can 4K. Well, Mech's going to gate and Mech has a gate debuff. Ooh, I don't know. If Mech goes for Aeroplanist, there's a chance. He's gonna commit here. It'll be timed perfectly. There's the bell. She flowers the bell. Beautiful work from the Meteorologist. Okay. Let's see. I break the pallet. My name is Wu Chang. Mech is doing the gate pretty fast. Okay, the God Kite here. Nice bell. He's gonna commit. He's gonna go for Mech here, guaranteed. He has to. He has to. He has to take the risk. I don't think he's gonna make it though. Yeah, he can't 4K. He can't 4K. He was really close though. He was really close. Just short of being able to 4K. Yeah, just short. Just short, bro. Just short. Dang, bro. Yeah, we counter by the way, right, guys? We counter by the way. The only reason they were in this game was because the Meteorologist. Only because of Meteorologist, bro. But he's weak though, right, guys? He's weak though, right, guys? Listen, I know there's probably some people mad at me for just being like, oh, stop pushing your agenda. I'm just saying, bro. There's just countless people in my comments telling me that he's so bad. He's so bad. He has nothing. He has nothing. He just 3K'd the best team in SEA. And he's still getting results in China tournaments. I'm not saying he's broken. I'm not even saying he's like one of the strongest hunters in the game. I'm just trying to say that he's not weak. That's it. He is not a weak hunter, bro. He just is not. Anyways, enough agenda pushing. Let's move on to round 3, first half. We are now completely out of our... Oh no, I was gonna say that's a lie. I forgot about the clown. I was about to say we're out of Big 4, but we still have Opera Singer here, which I do agree with. Well, I agree with as a spectator. I mean, it depends on what UPDG is most comfortable playing into. And it seems like it is going to be that Opera. We do have a pretty good competence Opera as well. Ada, Cordy, Mike Gaming, and our Grave. Grave not the best character versus Opera, but after his buffs, he's definitely like way better into her than he used to be. And then we see Seer, Meteor, Wildling, and Anti-Ban out from the Hunter side. I do agree with this. These are all very, very good characters into Opera. This is looking like a draw on paper, but of course, we'll see how it goes. Obviously spotting short because Opera spotting short means that Big Boat becomes a very easy chase since there's a very easy path into Big Boat as a Sangria. So we'll see how the Ada kites. Here we are. Oh, this is odd. We have a tied knee-jerk Grave, a tied flywheel Acrobat, and then a borrowed time knee-jerk Coordinator and Ada. Which is very weird. Very, very weird. With the standard Opera build, Detention Trump, Destructiveness, and Berserker. Doing a good job. This Ada's doing a very good job of hiding. Very, very good job of hiding. We're gonna just kind of take a break right here on this palette. Okay, I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. I think that's they're weighing risk reward, but I would just drop the palette, honestly, personally. If that was me, I would just drop the palette because I said it earlier, I think, in this specific video. Avoiding first hit. Oh, this 8 is unfortunately messing up a little bit. avoiding or like delaying first hit as long as possible with Ada is the key to like being good with her. So going for mind games at this point in the game is not very good. Oh, she's dead. She's gonna wait out for the stress. And that was a good mind game. See, now it's fun to play risky mind games. When you're Ada, you basically want to just pallet spam and delay the first hit as long as possible. This goes for every single hunter that isn't named like Breaking Wheel, because Breaking Wheel full counters Ada. But like if it's like a single hit hunter, delay the first hit as long as possible. We are gonna blink to force the grave out of shovel. Wow, very aggressive, bro. Very, very aggressive. But we're scared of a backdoor rescue here from our acrobat. So yeah, this is a bit of a like 50-50 here, because yeah, acrobat is coming in here now, but she got a free. I mean, she blinked the shovel, which is not like super good, honestly. But it also did force people off ciphers as well. So the aggressive gameplay from him might work out in his favor. Mostly because Opera's at full presence. Ada's dying far away. She should die farther away, honestly. She should die. I think she wants to die. Yeah, she wants to buy a little bit of time here. I'm not really sure why she didn't just die in a corner. She's died specifically right here. Because, like, if her whole idea was, I want to avoid being chaired on this chair over here, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. That was a little awkward. But yeah, Grave's coming on in here, but him knows exactly where the Grave is coming from, so we can definitely cut him off and then TP back. He's gonna go for the zoom. Yeah, he wants to zoom. Good judgment, I will say. Oh my gosh, knee-jerk Grave. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so weird seeing knee-jerk Grave. I'm sure this Opera's like, how is he so fast, bro? Oh wait, he has knee-jerk. That's gonna be a double down. This is not the best. Not the best, not the best. Okay, and we don't win the mind game. We're investing a lot to keep this Ada alive. And we are very low on resources. We do still have Cord Gun. The Cypher Rush is still pretty decent. And that's the thing, is it's because the game plan is going pretty well. The Cypher Rush is going pretty well. We do heal up our Acrobat here. Our Grave will go down. If Opera finds out the Gravekeeper, that's going to force in the Coordinator to get the next rescue, which is going to leave Acrobat to decode the last two ciphers, which could be a little risky. If she finds the Grave here, she's in a really good position, which she does find the Grave. So now she has a free chair. This Grave has no borrowed time and no rebound. This is almost guaranteed 3K right now. This is almost guaranteed 3K. I don't know about 4K just yet, but right now, him should know that this Grave has no borrowed time. And that should be the ticket to the win condition here. We're going to pretend to go for the Acrobat, force him off the Cypher for just a couple seconds here to leave that Cypher Rush. Cordy is coming on in here. Got the gun, rocking the Kyoko Kitty Giddy skin. You love to see it. Let's see here. We have Pew Pew. We're not going to Pew Pew just yet. Pew Pew now. Pew Pew? No Pew Pew?
And this being a situation where this is against that structure, my goodness.
Well, there was a Pew Pew, but Ultimate Detective, Miss Kyoko, not the best deduction there. Now Acrobat's gonna be forced to come in here again, and they only have 400% ciphers. Now I would say this is a 3 elimination guaranteed, or sorry, 4K elimination. I think this is a 4 elimination guaranteed. I don't see any way that UPDG draws this or even gets a single person out. Honestly, I really don't. They're missing an entire cipher. They missed the gun, which is huge. Like, you can't miss that gun in this game with how bad it's already looking for the survivors. The gun was what was going to change that game. The gun was what was supposed to change this game from a losing game to a draw game. And because it missed, now the game is a loss. We TP'd to the wrong cipher. Oh no, wait. I don't know if it's going to matter so much. It is an after-half rescue on the Coordinator regardless, but that is still very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. You definitely don't want to be making this mistake because you don't want to throw away that victory that you have right now. We will get our shovel hit here. Yeah, we're very, very, very low on resources. 6 Cypher has begun. We have Cape at the perfect time. We have not a lot of pallets to work with right here. We're going to have to play mind games. Have to play mind games. Down goes the Grave. Grave has been, this is Grave's second chair, so now he's also dead on chair. But reminder, when people are on chair, guess who gets a negative 25% decoding debuff? That is going to be the Coordinator, bro. Coordinator, and this is really smart from him. Oh, I thought we were gonna try to chair. Okay, interesting. So what was gonna happen there is if him was able to chair, I don't know if they were able to, I don't know if they thought the Grave was gonna struggle free. But we would go for the coordinator just a little bit and then pressure her, and that way when Acrobat comes in, gets the rescue without too much trouble. Coordinator's also dead on chair, so it does kind of make sense to just go for her here. Either one, it works because he has so many options. I think either way, this is a 4K for him. Either way, but you know, if you played a little more passively, a little more safely, you could share the Gravekeeper there, then go for the coordinator to kill her, or go for the coordinator just to force her off the cipher for a bit, TP back, and then just speed up the rescue, hit the Acrobat, etc., etc. You know, there were many ways to play that out, but I think him probably had the best idea. Honestly, I think that was probably the best idea. Our TP is up again. We're chasing the last healthy survivor. Acrobat's gonna need the kite of the century to even stand a chance here. We're gonna walk around the firebomb here. Yeah, this is not the best. We are gonna TP on top of the Grave here, just so that we can prevent the pop. Boop. And the Grave does have no borrowed time, which is a bit of an issue. We might actually start doing the strategy that is everybody's favorite strat. That is, of course, dragging and hitting and slugging and dragging and hitting and slugging, which if we do not see the chair, I'm definitely gonna just skip past, which, yeah, okay, I think we're gonna start slugging. We go for the Acrobat. Now teleports back up in 20 seconds. This is pretty typical. Grave is getting back on his cipher. Acro does have the strongest area to kite opportunity on the map. Fun fact, this is Opera's weakest area on Lakeside Village. Especially at full presence. If you guys are having trouble with Opera Singer, ooh, good prediction from the Acrobat. I almost want to say bad reaction from him as well. But we should be able to get the pop here. We should be able to get the pop despite these guys not having borrowed time. We should be able to get the pop here. So they could get one out. They actually could get one out because Acrobat is kiting like a god, bro. He is kiting so very well. And without even knee-jerk. But then again, obviously, Acrobat is one of the best kiters. And I think he had like 4 bombs to work with and still has 1 more. So he has a lot of bombs. He has a lot of bombs to work with. Just kind of abusing Opera through these windows. Goes for that side jump there. And we're going to TP to the wrong gate. A beautiful prediction from the Gravekeeper, not going onto that gate, but instead gonna go on this one. But Opera's gonna say, I'm gonna use my game sense. I have a good idea of where you are. If you're not on that gate, you have to be here. And guess what? She's right. She is right. And guess who has to go to the gate? Acrobat, who has a bad gate opening speed, and Gravekeeper has no self-heal. So now that is the ticket to our 4 elimination, and we are going to be able to get this 4K here. We are gonna be able to get the 4K. This was beautiful game sense from him, bro. Beautiful game sense. Absolutely beautiful game sense. We're going to TP back. Acrobat has several options here. You can 1, risk it, go for gate. 2, risk it and go for dungeon. Or 3, risk it. I mean, all of these are risky. But 3, risk and go for the Gravekeeper and heal him. All 3 options are on the table. But the safest one is probably the gate. The only issue is... for this Opera Singer, that is that the Gravekeeper being here is going to allow him to constantly give comms as to the location of him. Because he can see where the Opera's going because the shadows. He can be like, okay, she's here, etc., etc. We do mess up our dash. We're going to TP back here once again. We're slugging. She finally chairs the Gravekeeper. Acro probably gets dungeon here, actually. Or gate, either one. He's on the gate. Wait, hold on. No, with Acrobat gate debuff, he doesn't make that. You know what's crazy? He would have made that if he wasn't Acrobat. Because it would have been open. Because it's 30% slower. When it was at 70, that would be 100 for regular survivors. That's what's crazy. If it wasn't Acrobat, he made that. That is crazy to think about, bro. Moving on to our next match here. Round 3, second half. We've got ourselves Embalmer, Officer, Lucky God, and Mike Gaming out here once again. Seer, Finn, Merc, and Ada are being banned. No more Hulla, no more Opera, no more Goat, no more Wu Chang, bro. So we do have Ivy, but we're going for Sculptor instead. Sculptor, huh? Yeah, see, this is where we start getting into like IVT biases, where not all these hunters play meta. And Sculptor is, I mean, she's fine. She's not a bad hunter. She can probably draw this without too much trouble, but she kind of has to 4K, and that's a little hard to do. Unless she excels very well at her camp, but I'm seeing 4 characters that can even rush against Sculptor. Acrobat can Firebomb, Embalmer can take himself off the chair, Officer obviously is rescue character, and then Lucky Guy has the gun. So I don't know if I agree with the Sculptor pick here. So at this rate, we are probably going to be chasing either Lucky Guy or Acrobat first. Chasing Kuga, Acrobat, and Small Boat though does sound like a nightmare, so I feel like we're going to go for the Lucky Guy. We do have the classic Insolence Confined Space Sculptor. I mean, Sculptor is very, very, very commonly played without detention because she kind of just uses her chips and statues to get the hits before needing detention. We are going to see, wow, really, really aggressive builds out here for FT. We have Flywheel Tide on the Acrobat and our Embalmer, Full Kite on our Lucky Guy, and then Borrowed Time Tide on our Officer. So Officer the only one with Borrowed Time, or a Borrowed Time, which is rather risky. But since FT already has a lead and they're playing for 1 out though, I do understand why they're going for this. And here we go. Inso, Confined, Inertia, Hunter's Instinct, Wanted Order, and Berserker for Hessian here. Lucky Guy did lose a lot of distance though. A lot of distance being lost here. He did do the correct play. He is going to take a very early chip here. Again, Sculptor very strong in areas where you kind of have to go through like pallets and windows, right? Very, very strong. Lucky Guy doing a good kite here though so far. We're going to use our elbow pad here to transition all the way to, it looks like Small Boat, but she's catching up pretty, look at how much distance he loses just because he has to dodge that statue. Now let's see here. We're probably going to eat a basic hit right here. Yep, there we go. He's going to use the basic hit just to get as much distance as possible here. We do get our Insolence charged up, so now we have our Chisel here. Let's see, we're going to try to snipe him down. No, we're not. We're going to use Warp. He should be dead, unless he gets a good Flywheel here. Beautiful Flywheel, actually. That's a beautiful Flywheel. But yeah, he has to respect the Sculptors too much, which just gives Sculptor so much distance. So many times he had to dodge back, dodge the Sculptors, which means she gets so much distance. Closing in. Now we're gonna see, let's see who's coming in here for first rescue. Should be Officer. Yeah, Officer is making his way on in here. Not the greatest kite from the Lucky Guy, I will say, but not like bad either. It was pretty average, I'd say. Pretty like maybe a little below average. Although the ciphers are pretty good. That actually wasn't bad. He did 4 straight, and then he did get a good Flywheel. Yeah. It just wasn't like anything super crazy. We are probably gonna sell at this rate. That's crazy. That's actually crazy to me that she came out this far for the Officer. He doesn't make that. That's a huge risk, and it's paying up. Wow, that was a massive, massive, massive risk, and it paid off. Oh wow, he's not making that rescue. She has another set of double chips. Full prez. He goes behind her to dodge. Oh, he does get the rescue, unfortunately, for the Sculptor, but at least she got the farm onto Lucky, so he's gonna stand no chance. But yeah, I honestly can't believe Hessian had the had the bravery to go for that play. Embalmer barely staying alive, yeah, this is not looking very good right now for FT, I will say. Not looking good at all. FT seems like they're really not prepared for these like more less meta hunters, or like these surprise pick hunters. They're very, very not prepared for it. But let's see. I will say Hessian made a very, very risky play, which was like scouting out where the Officer was. But it worked. It worked really, really well, and I think the Officer maybe greeted a little bit too hard. Even though the Acrobat just bombed, I don't really see him. Yeah, he's not gonna get the Flywheel there. I don't really see him doing super well of a kite here, honestly. This is probably gonna be a 4K, actually. This is probably gonna be a 4K. We dodge the full press statue. We do still have Coffin, but Acrobat is not using said Coffin. And let's see, do we have any bombs left? We do not. Wow, we're out of bombs. We should get a firebomb soon, though. We should get a firebomb soon. He flywheels the full press statue. Let's see, he's keeping his firebomb ready, at the ready. Do we have firebomb yet? He goes for a palisade, doesn't get it, and he should go down. No firebomb yet still? Did he use his 2 firebombs already, or am I just insane? I swear. Oh, it's basement. Ooh, it is basement. Okay, so first officer needs to clutch up here. He needs to clutch up. Here's where things get very risky, right? You're gonna have Embalmer on the final cipher, who is 1 chip away from death, and the officer has to get a basement rescue. This is looking very, very dangerous for the survivors. However, what you can do as Embalmer, to be a little safe, is you can summon your coffin on top of the cipher just in case you explode. Just in case you die. Let's see. Yep, he is gonna exactly do that thing I just said. And he's gonna push that 7% cipher even more. With the way this is going, officer's actually gonna make this a before half rescue. She doesn't have blink drop down at all. Okay, we farm our acrobat here. Let's see. She might go for the cipher. She's looking at the cipher. I think she's gonna go for the cipher. Nope, she's gonna throw some statues at it. The bomber is gonna be forced to dodge. Flywheel's one of them. That's it. And our officer is stuck in basement. We're gonna try to basement kite? No, we're just gonna leave. We're just gonna leave. Okay. We're really gonna do this. We're really gonna do this. Throw out some stuff toward there. Misses again. Ooh, still gets it though because that thing lingers forever. Absolutely forever. And then officer's gonna like obviously bait his way up and then probably go all the way back down into basement, die deep basement. And they're probably gonna have to end up popping here. They probably should just pop. Yeah, they should pop here. They should pop. They won't pop in time with this officer, unfortunately. Wait a minute. Unless... Oh. Oh, no. Akra has no borrowed time. And Bomber can force it. He should just pop. He has to just pop here. Yep, he has to pop. Okay. Oh gosh, this is very, very messy. But again, the Sculptor does need a 4K, and they're on opposite sides of the map. Acrobat has no self-heal, so if he goes down, it's cooked. So Kuga, the goat, cannot go down. Not early yet. There is no trump card, so he needs to live long enough for a Bomber to get to the gate and pop. He does finally get his firebomb, bro. He does finally get his firebomb. There it's used. As we can see, 1 chip away from death. Does go down. Does she know? She knows there's no... Oh, wait, no, she doesn't know about this. Oh, no, there's a dungeon here. You have to chair. It's too risky. It's too risky. She's not going to make that, though. She's on one side of the map. If she had TP, she made it. But with Warp, it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. Let's see. She can throw out the chisel and just pray. But I don't think it's going to work. Let's see. 1 chip. That's not it. That's not enough, though. Oh my gosh, that's not enough. Very, very close, though. Very, very close. Got the 3K, was so close to the 4K, but just barely couldn't pick it up. These hunters are crazy, bro. These hunters, honestly, are really, really, really doing well in this tournament. Now it's round 4 time. And right now, of course, FT is looking pretty good to win this. They've got 2 round wins. We've got Loha. Why did, look at it, what? Okay, my brain is moving, like, I have 1,000 things to say right now. First off, no, go back. Why do his tentacles look so weird? Look at him in this animation. It's because they're not moving. His hands, look at that. He looks like a plastic toy. See how his tentacles aren't like moving at all? He looks like a plastic toy, dude. Look, that's weird. I don't know, bro. Feaster in tournament? I have not seen a Feaster in tournament.
It will be my first time seeing it though, so I'm excited.
Maybe have I ever seen a Feaster in tournament? I don't even remember. This very well could be the first Feaster I've ever seen in tournament. Maybe not, but I don't know. Feaster? I don't know what, maybe, okay, you know what? I don't know much about him, but maybe him's just like like Feaster is just their soul main, and like they already have such a huge lead that they want to play Feaster anyway, and they're confident. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I do know that, not so much in Southeast Asia, but CN does like Feaster in rank, not really tourney. But this guy didn't show up at all in KOA 7, and I don't remember if he showed up in KOA 8. Wait, didn't he show up in KOA 8 once? I don't remember. No, maybe he did. No, I have seen the Feaster in tournament. I take it back. I have. It's been like one, it was like 1 time though. He's very rare. He rarely ever shows up in tournament though. Very, very rarely ever shows up in tournament. We're gonna be seeing borrowed flywheel on the dancer and the forward, borrowed knee jerk on our lawyer, borrowed tide on our meteor, And then detention trump card, warp on Feaster. Interesting. Feaster's a bit of a weird character because you can bring a lot of different builds on him. It typically is detention trump card. I've seen some bring Inso. I don't necessarily agree. I've seen some bring confined space, which I feel like is decent. But Patroller and Blink are also very common on this guy. I feel like of 3 traits, he can do Blink, Patroller, or Warp. But yeah, Mr. Feast in Tournament. Really weird. We're gonna see max stun reduction with 1 stack Rage, Desperate Fight, and Addiction. This is before the Addiction buff, so it's not gonna be super OP like it is right now. Although it is getting a small nerf, which I think it needed a little bit more of a nerf, but whatever. With Berserker, Detention Trump card, of course. We're looking down to get that Hunter's Instinct 8% speed boost here. Going straight for the... This was forward, right? This is forward taking first? No, this is not forward. It's Lawyer, right? Yeah, it's Lawyer. Okay, so Lawyer taking first chase. What? Not looping Corner House? Interesting. Maybe it's because Basement's there. He does loop the Tentacle almost perfectly. I was not paying attention to see if Basement was there. We're going to try to just mind game this. We'll drop this pallet here. Okay, very good, very good. He's going to transition to mid. These are 2 very good plays in Lawyer so far because he's technically dodged 2 tentacles right now. We're going to drop this and start creating a loop. We're probably take a basic hit right here. I do agree. Take the basic hit, run, and the forward stuns. This is going to easily force out the warp right now. Well, maybe not, because he doesn't know exactly which way he's going. Now he knows. Now he's going to use the warp. Yep. The second he knows which way he's going, he'll use the warp. However, the forward comes in again, stuns, and this is a perfect reason as to why Feaster does struggle a bit in tournament. We're going to see the speed boost here. No speed boost being used. What? That is devious. What? No. Through the chair? Bro, this is the kind of thing I expect to happen to me and only me alone. No, that's a huge scam. That doesn't hit. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say. That doesn't hit. That is a huge scam. That is that's the kind of stuff that like hits me in rank and like people be like, "Oh no, what the heck, bro?" Nah, bro. That I feel bad. I feel bad for PP, bro. That sucks. That should not have hit. That is a scam. That is an actual scam. He's so far behind. He's behind like a chair and also partially a wall, and yet they're still like, yeah, the game's like, yeah, that counts, bro, that counts. Beautiful flywheel from the forward, swings, farms. Okay, oh right, the forward doesn't have tide. Let's see here. How can forward deal with the harassing? He doesn't really have much ball left here. He's gonna use the ball just to dodge, and we're not gonna be able to harass here. He might just like stay nearby just to threaten it, but he's probably not gonna actually. Oh, he actually went for it. Okay, what a surprise. He'll eat the tentacle here, but there's another one. He'll hold it, but there's a second one now. We'll vault in. I think that was pretty obvious. Forward will go down here. Ooh, be careful, be careful. We're gonna take this vault. Use this speed boost to dodge the tentacle and go into the slow boxes. They have slow boxes set up. Oh my gosh. But because the slow box, oh my goodness, wait a minute. Look at how slow this Feaster is, and we Wind Blast, which that actually did do a lot. Wow, the support from UPDG is insane right now, and it looks like he's gonna swap targets onto the forward now, which is really bad. So if this is a rank match, a standard rank match, the Hunter loses. This is a losing game for FT. This is a losing game right now. If the Meteorologist doesn't get stuffed, if Meteor gets stuffed, the game is over. If Meteor rescues, the game is over for the Feaster. It all comes down to this final rescue. It is going to be determined on this final rescue. We might just sell to play it safe, but UPDG cannot sell because they are so far behind. They need to take this momentum and use it in their favor. Let's see. You can guarantee make this rescue. It might be a double down. We do avoid the double down. Beautiful, beautiful work for the Meteorologist. Circling. Beautiful circles. Oh my goodness. My favorite shape. Forward! Oh no, bro. He's looking too much. He's committing too much to looking behind him. That is very unfortunate. And now Dancer's going to have to get the next rescue here. He teleports to the Lawyer. And wow, it actually works out. Wait a minute. This works out somewhat. This Lawyer exploded. And now the Dancer is here. This is Lawyer's second chair. Meteor is on the final cipher. It is 10%, but that's not enough. Dancer's gonna have to pull an insane rescue and then an insane body block. And then Lawyer's gonna actually have to rebound. It's still possible, but now with that one play, him can actually win, or not win, he can draw. But it looks like they're too nervous. They're gonna play for the draw here, which I don't really agree with. They had to get greedy there. I think they had to get greedy. Yeah, I think they had to take the risk there because now Dance is gonna start kiting. Yeah, I mean this was really well played from both ends. Honestly, really well played from both ends. He took the gamble, finding out the lawyer. He knew exactly where he was. Nobody could rescue. This is the type of gameplay I see a lot on Asia servers, where it's the last desperation move for the hunter to get the draw, where they TP onto the last cipher, and now in this situation, it was a bit more of an advantage for TPing onto that last cipher. But what I've seen a lot of hunters do is they'll TP on the last cipher, chair people on the last cipher, force them to open up a 6th, and then use that momentum, use their endgame trade to get a cheeky draw. It's very rare I guess to say it's pretty common that I've seen hunters do that when they get absolutely cooked. We're gonna see a second TP here right now. Forward might just risk the flywheel. He doesn't get the flywheel though. Does not get the flywheel. I don't think he would have made that regardless, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't think he would have made that regardless. So that is going to be a draw for this feaster. A draw for this feaster. It's crazy because forward almost made it too. With the flywheel, I don't think he would have made it, but if he had maybe like 2 extra seconds, he did. We're going to use the tentacle. We now know where the Wendy is, but that's going to be the draw for him, which is still a very good result. It is a very, very good result, especially since FT has a very big lead right now. It's time for round 4, second half. If FT3 escapes this round, it will be a guaranteed win. But 3 escaping Wheel is not easy. Wheel is a very, very weird character because he is like an all or nothing kind of character. But he's very strong on Ever Sleeping. Very, very strong on Ever Sleeping. This is like debatably his best map, probably his second best. Maybe his best, I don't know. I actually don't know. It's between this and Chinatown, that's for sure. He's also quite good on Moonlit. But it's gonna be a Priz, Anti, Lucky Guy, and Mercenary. This is definitely a 3 escape possible team, I will say. This is definitely 3 escapable. This is interesting that like the spawns have now evolved to be this a lot in tournament. Where the hunter will spawn in graveyard to lock people off of it. So that's, I don't know, that's quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed. But we are gonna see Lucky Guy probably being first chase here. Either Lucky Guy or Prisoner. Let's see here. Oh, what the heck are they playing here? FT rocking full kite, full kite, full kite, and then Bartem Tide on our Merc. Interesting. And then we have Insolence, Trump card, Blink on our Wheel here. Very risky build, of course, but with Wheel, similar to Clown, it does work out quite well into his kit here. UPDG needs a 3K minimum. They need a 3K minimum. Because this is round 4. With a draw, I think you do force round 5. Or no, wait. Is that right? Or no, do you have to 4K here? No, I think you do actually have to 3K. Yeah, I think you have to 3K. I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, you actually have to 3K here. Because then there won't be enough rounds left for them to win. So he actually has to 3K. 3K or it's over. Or actually, does he have to... Wait, no, yeah, he has to 3K. He can't draw. He cannot draw. A draw will lose. So they have to play... Actually, FT can play for a draw, actually. I just realized, yeah. FT can play for a draw. They don't have to 3 escape. They can just play for a very, very simple, easy draw. We're going to zoom all the way away. I don't know why we're mind gaming around this area when clearly he's going to try to get to corner house here. Or at least this this little 11 area. And... we're gonna get out of our wheel form here. We're gonna throw the trap. Doesn't hit. Yeah, he didn't get the trap very well. Honestly, I will say, not the best trap. Very good kite right now from the Lucky Guy. He does actually vault into the wheel, but he gets away with it. Oh no, never mind. He does not get away with it. We're probably gonna see the blink right here. There's the blink. Very, very fast blink. No flywheel was ready for our Lucky Guy. Or well, ready on reaction. Of course it was ready, but no flywheel was ready to react with, I should say. Because that was just a good blink. He did it immediately out of wheel form, made it so it was like instant, hard to react to because you're behind a wall, so you can't really see him. That was just a really good blink from the wheel. But yeah, he needs to like speed up this pace of the game, this is going well. I mean, this is very fast. He's gonna snap. He's not gonna get any damage off from the mercenary, unfortunately, which is not the best. So his snap has been wasted. And now Lucky Guy might be able to flywheel the trap. Let's see here. Flywheel's the trap. Beautiful. Follow the trap. Vault. Take the speed boost. And he doesn't actually drop the pallet, though. He will drop the trap. And I don't know if that's going to do much here. Let's see. He is going to get the second spike, but because he burned the snap, he still has to wait a few more seconds to get the snap. This is going to allow Lucky to die far off into the corner, make this a long chair. Here's going to be the snap, snippety snap, see ya. And ciphers are pretty good here. This is going to be Lucky Guy's second chair. We have Anti who could get this. We have Mercenary who's coming back in here again. We're likely just going to push ciphers with Anti and Priz, and then we should be able to get our 3 elimination here, or sorry, our draw here. Survivors are playing very just aggressive Cypher Rush heavy, and with Mercenary not taking any damage, this is going to be a much, much easier rescue. It was a very early rescue this time, but he's probably going to make it as late as possible this time. Let's see. Into the elbow pad. We'll just get it now. And we're not even going to bother damaging the Mercenary, which is really not the best. Lucky Guy is kind of just cooked here. Oh, wait, he doesn't have full prez? What? What? No full prez? What? Drop the pallet. He should be dead here. Yeah, that's going to be death because he has max pallet break, or that looks like max pallet break anyway. Very uncommon to see Wheel with that much pallet break, I will say. We do see Mercenary working on a 6 Cypher just in case, you know, literally just in case. He's under the assumption that Prisoner Cypher will get pressured. But yeah, he's just on his own Cypher and just going to start up the 6 Cypher. He could actually start pushing the 69% Cypher as well, but they probably know he's going to try to break it. Which is a good prediction. Good prediction. Oh, abnormal. Oh, abnormal. Okay. I mean, you kind of have to. You can't draw. You have to 3K. So now you're going to go for the other Cypher. Scare Mercenary off the other Cypher. They might need to open up a 7th one. We're going to see some full presence right here. Or wait, he's not a full presence, right? Or no, he should be. Wait, what the heck? Oh no, it's on cooldown. I'm dumb. Because he had to abnormal. There's the snippety snap. He's going to go back. Playing extremely aggressive right now. Has been playing extremely aggressive here. He kind of has to, though. He literally has to play like this. What's their other Cypher? They have Corner House. You can actually pressure these Cyphers without too much trouble. The only issue is there's 2 characters here with Flywheel. Anti has stuff to work with as well. This is going to be 2 snaps onto the Merc. Merc's going to die. Merc's going to die here. But Merc has borrowed, and that's kind of an issue. Merc does have borrowed. Prisoner is pushing. These Cyphers are both getting pushed, and they're getting pushed fast. Very fast. Very fast. Before this abnormal is even close to being ready again, these Cyphers are speeding through. Kuga's coming on in here. As long as Kuga doesn't get TS, we should be fine, but now you're in wheel form, which makes this a lot easier. We're just going to go for an easy rescue. Let's see. Do we fly with the trap first? No, we're just going to wait for the trap to go away. Okay. 1, 2... And there we go. I think that's all we needed to get the Cypher primed there. Very good plays from FT. Unfortunately, this is looking like a draw, which means it might be the end of UPDG here. Did not get the extended spike onto the Mercenary. He needs this extended spike right now. He needs the spike as quickly as possible. Mini Blue is desperately hanging on for dear life. And he's going to avoid full presence. Oh my gosh, Mini Blue is kiting amazingly well and misses the trap. This is not good. This is almost a guaranteed draw at this point. I think it is guaranteed draw. There's nothing he's going to be able to do about it this time. If he got the Mercenary down quick enough, he could slug out the Mercenary or even just chair the Mercenary and get to the side of the gate, but now it is cooked. He needed a 3K, but that is going to be it. That should be the win, I believe, for Team FT. I believe that is the case, yeah. Very good. Very good. I think, unless we do go to round 5. No, okay, it is going to be FT. Good stuff to FT, bro. Good stuff to FT. They played really well. They played really well. So did UPDG. They both played really well, honestly. Both teams played quite well in this set. This is a very fun set to watch, honestly. We had some really weird characters. Clown, Wheel, Wu Chang, Feaster, Sculptor. Like, very weird set, I will say. Very weird set. But we're not done. We have one more set to watch, and that is, of course, South Korea IVT Grand Finals. Let's go see what it's all about. And here we are. The final set of the day begins. South Korea IVT Grand Finals. We've got Team UD versus Team IB. Team EB? No way. Or is it 1B? It looks like 1, but I actually can't tell. I don't know if it's 1B or IB. I'm just going to say IB. Because their logo looks like 1B, but their thing in game looks like IB. And it doesn't look like the 1 how it looks numerically, or like on the keyboard. I'm just gonna say IB. So speaking of Team IB, we got Team IB out here with an Ivy, rhyming for days. And we've got Antiquarian, Aeroplanist, First Officer, and Mage. So I'm actually kind of happy to see that Korea is playing meta this time and not just playing like Far Lady. Because last time I watched South Korea, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it was a train wreck. I don't think the grand finals were too bad. Well, no, I guess there was like a Listen Fools going to grand finals. I'm pretty sure it was. Oh man, but it was weird. Last South Korea IVT, it was really weird. I don't think their co was like this bad. It wasn't really that bad, but South Korea tends to be like pretty. Oh, it is 1B. What the heck? Okay, never mind. I guess it's not IB. I guess it is 1B. That's weird. All right, so 1B, not IB. Even though it does sound like IV, but now there goes my joke, bro. There goes my joke. Anyway, let's just look at builds. I find it funny that nobody spawned mid here. Very silly. We are going to be seeing Borrowed Flywheel Anti, Flywheel Tide Charles, Borrowed Knee Jerk Mage, and then Borrowed Tide on our Officer here. Everybody with Borrowed except for Aeroplanist. Then we have Detention, Inso, Blink on this IV. I don't like IV games, but at least they're playing IV from 1B, so that at least means I'm probably going to see less IV games because she's going to be global banned. But yeah, still sad to see Ivy regardless. And here we go, rocking the exact same Ivy build as every other Ivy has ran in the past probably year or so. Who are we going to chase first? Looks like we're going for the Antiquarian. If I'm Ivy, who I'm chasing first here, I mean, Officer and Mage counter you. Aeroplanist is a good kiter. I would say Anti is probably the best, but it looks like it is going to be Aeroplanist. Wow, 63. He got off his Cypher a little bit late. Typically, we see people get like 58 through 60, not really much more than 60, maybe 61, but 63 is not really the best here. Let's see. That's a very risky vault, but he takes it. I'm not really sure how South Korea's ping is. I'll be honest with you. I don't really know how their ping is, but ping could definitely impact these games, that is for sure. Now let's see. We're going to use the hover just to buy some distance. I don't disagree. That's a very good hover from this Aeroplanist right now. These guys are playing pretty well, which I do love to see. Because I feel like South Korea always gets memed on for being like the weakest region a lot of times. What a flywheel! Oh my gosh, that was insane. Yo, who said South Korea's weak, bro? Who the heck said South Korea's weak? Oh my gosh. Woo! This arrow's cooking, bro. Cyan. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, but oh my gosh. If that is how you pronounce her name. Oh, but the Ivy's going for the trick? Oh, wait. Nah, bro. Who said South Korea's weak? They know what they're doing, bro. These guys know what they're doing. Let's see. Gets the scare. That's going to be the down. Okay. Yeah, that Aeroplanist was crazy. That Aeroplanist was crazy. Oh, my gosh. That arrow was crazy. The blink predict. Oh, man. South Korea, bro. South Korea's cooking, bro. I must say. Really good kite here from UD Cyan. And now we have our Officer coming on in here. Already popping the watch. That's a little bit of an early watch. I don't know how much I agree with that. It's a little bit too early. I do agree with early rescues, but I feel like that one's a little too early. Oh, do we see a Terror Shock? No Terror Shock. Beautiful. You really don't want to see a Terror Shock onto your rescuer. Otherwise, you're kind of just cooked in this match. But we are going to send the Yith out toward the Officer for some reason. We do just get full presence. We're going to recall the Yith back, and we're going to use it on the Aeroplanist. Aeroplanist should use this chance to burn full presence and then die in a corner. Or he'll just die right here because of Tide Turner ending. Cyphers are pretty good right now. These are pretty good. I don't know if they're going to... They should rescue. It's probably going to be Anti to come in next. You really don't want to sell versus Ivy. It's not really a viable option. So Anti is going to come on in here. We're going to start spinning. We already are at 61 corrosion on this Anti, though. Not the best. Probably should have came in through the window, honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys. Let's see here. This might be a little tricky. Rescue, no, she's going to go for a 1-2 swing. Gets the rescue. Forces the no body block. And Aeroplanist, unfortunately, gets stuck on nothing. But the Anti eats the hit, though. The Anti eats the hit. Ego. Beautiful work. And now maybe we can force out another full presence to kill the Aeroplanist. This is what's really good. When you are the last target here, when you are dead, what you have to do, your job, is to do one of two things. One, force blink if Ivy still has it, or two, burn full presence. That way the next target, oh my gosh, wait, Anti in corner, they could actually harass. They could actually harass if they're willing to risk it. They could. It'll be insanely hard, but they can do it. They can risk it if they want to. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, they risked it. They risked it. I think the risk reward is in favor of the survivors there. Obviously, it's insanely hard, but the risk reward is worth it if you ask me. It is worth it. We're gonna chair our ante right here. Mage can get the rescue. We can pop with our officer. We do have full presence. And there's the pop. Oh. I think he needed to take the Yith off with watch. I don't know why he didn't do that. I think he needed to, maybe he tried and it was interrupted, but I think he needed to like take the Yith off with watch. Otherwise he's gonna get cooked there. Unfortunate. Let's see. Yeah, this might be a losing game now. Actually, yeah, they should get 4K'd because of that one mistake. Ooh, it feels bad to say that, bro, but I think they get 4K'd now. This actually should be 4K, I think. I don't know why she's just sitting here. Actually, not necessarily. These guys are playing smart. They're just waiting out detention. This is every Ivy's worst nightmare and every spectator's how every spectator falls asleep is because Ivy games. Because her endgame is so broken, people just like, yeah, let's just not touch a gate for 2 minutes. That's what we're gonna do. We're just not gonna touch a gate till detention's over. Because if you do, you die. You touch a gate, you die. But now we're getting into this thing that I like to call Ivy's Law, where, in my personal opinion, it's not necessarily great whenever there isn't detention. However, it is definitely still viable. Also, both people are getting crows now. This makes it a lot easier for her to pressure them both down. But whenever 2 survivors exist in endgame and only 2 survivors, the Ivy should always 4K. If she's positioned beforehand. That is my theorem. Or law, I guess I should say. Tries to blink predict. I respect the fact that South Korea is going for these crazy blink predicts, but unfortunately doesn't get it. And that will be the 4 elimination. That should be it. We can with confidence, I'm telling you with confidence. Okay, we're not gonna, but because we want to play it safe, but with confidence they could have actually chaired the magician there. Especially since it's anti on gate. But yeah. So what happens here is the second mage gets up, all that Ivy has to do is constantly just chase Anti with her main body, stalk the mage with the Yith, and then just wait for full pres. There's nothing is gained from this. Just move the Yith toward the magician, and then you just sit here next to this Anti, and then you just kill the mage, and then that's it. This is also not good from the Anti because you can commit to full presence, kill the mage, and then go back to the tablet. You can teleport back because Anti's not there. She needs to get on that tablet, but guess what? I was gonna TP to it. Yep, exactly. See, Anti got pushed out too far. If she was closer, she could have broken that tablet and then she would have had to use another one, which means she wouldn't be able to use full presence on the Anti. But also, this is, again, where Ivy's Law takes effect. So, like I said, they get 4K'd. I already told you they got 4K'd the second that officer messed up. And that's the thing. I can just tell. I've seen so many Ivy games that I've literally just like bundled it down into just like Ivy's Law, bro. This is quite literally just Ivy's Law. We're just gonna do this again. Just gonna do it again and again and again. We'll do this all day, bro. She'll do this all day. And speaking of doing this all day, I'm just gonna like skip ahead a little bit because I don't want to watch this all day because Ivy games are boring. We get the scare, but we don't get the thing. We're gonna try to heal the mage, but he's at 60. We do have blink very soon. Full pres. And see ya. That is the game, bro. That is the game. 4K for Ivy. Well played from the Ivy, but more so a big mistake from the officer. A little bit of greed there. Truly a little bit of greed there. That is just the strength of Ivy's endgame, bro. That is the strength of Ivy's endgame. When there are 2 survivors up at endgame and Ivy is positioned well, the survivors will always get 4K'd. Hey guys, remember that thing I said about South Korea and how I was really happy that they weren't playing Far Lady anymore? So about that, we're seeing a round 1 Far Lady. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, South Korea. Yeah. Far Lady round 1 is not good, guys. I'm sorry. She's not a good character round 1. She can out-gimmick somebody, maybe. She could out-gimmick a Goatman. This is true. When I play Goatman, obviously my Goatman sucks. So this is just, you know, take this with a grain of salt. But Far Lady was one of the characters I had the most trouble with because I kept getting out-gimmicked. However, again, my Goatman sucks. You slap a good Goatman versus Far Lady, and oh boy, it's gonna be hard. It is gonna be hard. However, South Korea, in my opinion, is the Far Lady region, bro. Even more than NAU. NAU loves their Far Lady, but not so much in tourney. NAU loves Far Lady in rank. Like there's Far Ladies everywhere in rank, bro. Everywhere. But not in tournament. South Korea though, they love their Far Ladies in tournament, bro. As you can see right here. So we'll see how it goes. They are full on prepping for this Goatman as well. We have Borrowed Flywheel, Mage, and Pharaoh. Bartem Tide on Puppet and Wildling. And then Detention Trump card Blink on our Goatman here, the Blink Man. It does make sense because you can get... honestly, Blink is really good in this comp, actually, I would say. Because you can catch off guard Mage and Puppet before they can use their item. You could technically do it with Far Lady as well, if you want like that little bit of extra distance. Not that you could use it for Wildling, dodging Wildling Harass as well. Now, Wildling is a bit of a concern here. Wildling is not the best survivor into Goatman. We do see Rage, Berserker, Exhibitionist, Wanted, Order, Detention Trump card. Does mess up his cage there, but it doesn't matter because he forced a Lewis out. As long as you force a Lewis out, you're fine. Now, like I was saying, Wildling not the best survivor versus Goatman. It can work. There are strategies, but it's not as consistent because his rescuing, he has to get off the boar. And that can be very annoying because all you have to do is cage the Wildling. Before he gets to the chair, he'll be forced to get off board to break the cage, or he'll just have to sit inside of it, and you can force after halves. It's very, very stupid. However, there's a lot of times where I've seen Wildlings just force to sit on the board for 50 seconds next to the chair, and then just never get off their board until they actually have to rescue. So, again, there is counterplay. There is things that people do into it, I will say. The Puppeteer should die here. Yeah, he should die here. Yep, there's the death. And that is gonna be the down. First Prez is here. We do Mascar Tinnitus here. Wildling is hiding it out, but it's kind of hard to hide when your boar is there. And we're gonna chair it right near mid. These ciphers are not the best. Not the best, partially due to Wildling's decoding. Another thing that Gamekeeper has over Wildling is that his survivability is like almost equally as good, or not as good, but it's very, very strong still. And he decodes 10% faster than Wildling. Wildling's minus 25, Grave is only minus 15. So that's also quite good. And look, this is where the strength of Wildling does come in, because he's already at the chair, and he's gonna use his boar. He's forced off the boar. Tried to go for a little cheeky backstep there, but didn't get much of it. Gonna hit the puppet. Puppet's gonna die away from ciphers. Ciphers are just a tad slow, just a tad bit slow. Now, if you had abnormal, I would feel like they're just 100% cooked. But well, I guess they're losing one of their tide turner characters here too. So now the mage has to rescue, and it's funny because unless they heal, guess who has to rescue next? The Pharaoh Lady. The Pharaoh Lady rescue. The Pharaoh Lady rescue. It's gonna be very funny. Okay, let's see. Beautiful wand from the mage. He should use it and break the cage on the other end so he can use that distance to get to the chair. Beautiful utilization here. We're gonna just chill. We use Blink just to force the rescue, actually, which is interesting. Lewis does have one more Lewis to work with. Let's see here. He's trying to force out the Lewis. He just smacks. I agree. Just go for the smack. He should be guaranteed dead here because he has a cage. Let me warp on top of you. And boom, that's going to be it. Crawl into the tram. No, crawl into the tram. Crawl into the tram. Yes. Buy a little bit of time. That buys like 2 extra seconds. Always go for it if you can. Always go for that little strat if you can. It'll buy a couple extra seconds, which your team can definitely use. Ciphers are about 40% slow here. And they never finish mid-cipher, which is very, very easy for Goatman to pressure. Beautiful double cage from off, though. Beautiful double cage here from off, I will say. That was a very, very good cage. Yeah, this is not going bad. This is not going bad. Like, I feel like I feel like South Korea is playing quite well. They are playing quite well, I can't lie. My question is the Faro Lady. The Faro Lady is out there and she's gonna do her Faro Lady thing, but oh no, this is not good. Not good, not good. Because Faro has to rescue. Give it up for Faro Lady rescue. Oh no, they're gonna finish the Wildling heal. But this also reduces ciphers. This means Cypher Rush is bad, so if the Faro's not gonna rescue, that means our Wildling here, rocking the Duke Bluebeard skin, gonna have to rescue again. And the Farley is gonna work on the Cypher right in front of this guy's face. Oh my gosh, that's scary. He should use the cage to his advantage here. Oh, but it's Black Cage, he can't. Oh, Black Cage, very scary. Oh, don't get cheesed, don't get cheesed, be careful. Don't get cheesed. Oh, this is gonna be risky. After half? It's after half! It's after half! That's huge! That's huge! That's huge! That should be a 4 elimination, bro. That is huge, huge, huge. Absolutely huge. Cage, and... He's lost? He lost the mage? Oh my gosh, the mage's kiting? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, they don't have the ciphers for this. They don't. Mage is dead on chair. Wildling is... I guess they're both still 2 hits. So it's possible to get one out here. They do have borrowed, but it's going to be extremely hard. Because Farla is basically force him onto boar. And now we're getting into this late stage where we literally can't do much here because Wildling's going to get forced off his boar. Now we have to go after our Gimmick Lady. This is where Gimmick Lady is quite strong, though. Because Gimmick Lady, what's interesting about her kit is that she buys equal time in both early game and late game with her invisibility. And what is more valuable? What is more valuable? Early game chase or late game chase? Like, which one would you rather last longer, early game or late game? Typically, it's late game, right? I mean, early game obviously is like very, very important, but it's like your ability specifically buys. For a rechargeable like ability, it buys more time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, the tram. But it's like, you know, your invisibility lasts for X amount of seconds, however long it lasts. I think it's like what? Like 15, 18? I already forgot the number. But it's like you get 15, 18 seconds of that early game, and then the hunter catches up to you, right? But then it's like you get that late game as well, but it buys the same amount of time. Whereas if I have one Prospector Magnet, sure, it's gonna buy me way more time early game, but if I do it on like a really fast hunter, I stun them and it's like, oh, they just caught up instantly, you know? But like where Fire Lady doesn't have that problem because she's just invisible still the whole time, unless it's like a counter that counters her like Anne or something, or Nightmare or something like that. But yeah, we have no self-heal on our Fire Lady, so the second we get this Fire Lady down, it's kind of cooked. Although, I think they're gonna be able to pop here. Let's see, she has her Gimmick ability ready again. Oh, the Gimmick is ready. They're gonna be able to pop. He's lost. He's getting gimmicked. He's getting gimmicked by Gimmick Lady. He's getting gimmicked by Gimmick Lady. He could just wait though. He could just wait. He could just sit here and wait all day for his trait to come back or cages. But he has no cage. He could have actually forced them into a really bad situation there. And because Wildling is really close to the gate, you don't have your pixie dust. I'm sorry, Faro. If she dies to this cage, it's cooked. Okay, he just teleports now. He just teleports now. He should know there's no stealth. Oh, his teleport's not ready! Oh my gosh, wait, his teleport's not ready! TP? But wait, he has boar! He doesn't have cage, he doesn't have cage, he doesn't have cage! Wait, this is risky, this is risky, this is risky. He can just sit here and wait. He should sit here and wait for tons of energy. He sit here and wait for tons of energy. Or wait for his boar to die. Actually, yeah, Wildlings has to be the one to commit here. This is all you have to do. Because he can't break the cage on board. This is smart. Him getting on board actually kind of kills him here. He can't do anything. The cage hits him off the board and hits him, and that's the down. That's it. That's a 4K back-to-back in round 1, bro. 2 4Ks back-to-back. No self-heal on our Gimmick Lady. And we chair our Pumbaa. And that is it, bro. That's the 4K. We go for the double cage trick. We kind of messed it up, but it's fine. And at this point, it's just let's find the Farlity, which he does indeed do, and that's the game. Beautiful. Next match, it's gonna be round 2, first half. This is pretty typical. Grave, Cordy, Arrow, Finn. This is nothing but the straight meta. Ivy has been banned, and Seer, Anti-Merc, Knight are banned as well, and we're seeing a Dream Witch in round 2. Interesting. A Tomie Dream Witch as well. Quite interesting. Dream Witch into this comp, I feel like, is a little tricky, but I guess it could work. I don't know. I hate to say it, but I'm not really a big expert on Dream Witch. Dream Witch is not a hunter that I know matchups very well into because I don't fight a lot of Dream Witches, and there's not a lot of Dream Witch that I see in tournament. She's not the most common hunter, and she's very rarely on Spectate the Pros either, which is a bit of a shame. She's a very weird hunter, so I'm actually not super knowledgeable about Dream Witch matchups. However, I do think that she should be able to draw this, but I don't know if she can win a game like this, unless obviously, of course, the survivors mess up. Whenever survivors make any major mistake versus Dream Witch, she pretty much just guarantee 4Ks, because she's the one of, if not the biggest snowball hunters in the entire game. She capitalizes so much off of survivor mistakes, which is why I think she's also an extremely good rank hunter, because if the survivors mess up almost a single time, she kind of just wins the game. Or at least draw guarantees. We're going to be seeing Tide borrowed on our Grave, Flywheel borrowed on our Cordy, and then borrowed Knee-Jerk on our Finn, and our Aeroplanist with a standard detention trump card Patroller build from our Witch here. So ideal first chase is probably going to be, I don't know. I actually don't know. I would say not Coordinator. Probably not. Well, Coordinator, you shoot one and then get hit by the other, maybe. I don't know. Again, I'm not great with these matchups. Well, here we go. We've got Hunt, we've got Berserker. That's all we needed, apparently. We've got Tension Trump card as well. Now, let's see here. We're going for Finn first? It is going to be Finn. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense because Dream Witch is so incredibly fast that she can catch up to Finn without too much trouble, with her main body at least. Let's see. How are we going to go for some sandwich type gameplay here? Are we going to see the first hit onto the Finn? We do not. There's our popcorn ball. She can't go around that. There's the first ball being broken. I always forget how fast Dream Witch chart attack is. She barely had to wind up for that thing at all. This is a very good start because now he's doing very good transitions. And now the Dream Witch, it looks like she's going to be switching targets to the Aeroplanist here. But the Finn is the one who's leached, or I guess she's going to just take this route. Okay. Finn's route is very good. He went to Graveyard first, used the ball, going in now to Church, and now we're looping back all the way here into this this back gate area. We're going to go for the second ball here. We might break it. Do we break it? If we break it, we don't get our speed boost. He does get a beautiful pallet stun here, though. That's a really good pallet stun. This is a very good kite right now. We're going to use Patroller, probably get a hit here with main body and not leech, but let's see if he can time the bites here. The first one has been timed correctly. Let's see. He ideally needs to force leech it here, but I don't know if it's possible. Let's see. No, he does get hit by the main follower. Unfortunate for the Finn. However, his kite is already very good. Ideally, he needs to make this next hit a leech hit, because if he doesn't make this a leech hit, despite the long kite, it could be a little dangerous for the rescuer. We're going to go back into our ball here, and now the coordinator is here to assist Kite, because she's like, huh, I mean, if I'm going to have to rescue eventually... Oh, no, never mind. She's not coming in. I thought she's going to try to assist Kite. What is going on? Why is she swapping targets to the coordinator? You can't do this. You've just been 3-cypher kited already. Dream Witch, you have to commit to the Finn. What are you doing? Okay, she forces the gun. She blocks the window. She blocks the window again. And it's not enough. Like, it's not enough. I guess she did leech the... Oh, I missed Flywheel. Unfortunate for the Cordy. Yeah, unfortunate. Man, I missed 120 seconds on Flywheel. Blink here? Nope, no blink. She can swap to blink. That's the Finn's leech, so I don't think she wants to down with... Oh, well, there goes the Finn's leech. Cordy should be going down here. Let's see. Nope. Pallet mind game. Pallet mind game. Mind game, mind game, mind game. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mind game here from the Cordy. Baiting her into killing the walls. That's pretty funny. That's actually really funny. Down goes the Cordy. Did force the leech hit here. We do have Grave to get a good rescue. Here's the thing. Grave can come in here for this rescue, and that's going to be really good. She died away from ciphers, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Grave is here. Hop inside that shovel. getting caught out a little early, especially since the chair hasn't even happened yet. But she's got to start getting this chair going, bro. She's gonna start pressuring down mid Cypher to force Aeroplanist to either one, open up a new one, or like kind of go back and forth here. Just gonna leave that leech at the chair, and now we're gonna have main body camp the chair, of course. Aeroplanist is here to potentially scout out a rest here. We're gonna leech the Aeroplanist and use his leech to kill the Gravekeeper. Looks like here we're gonna get back in our shovel here. Ciphers are slowing down. She actually can still draw this just because of the power of Dream Witch. She has 3 followers onto the field right now, and only 2 people with Witch Mark. She swings at this Cypher even though nobody's there. I think that was actually, wait, that was supposed to be the main, wasn't it? I think she messed up. She swapped to the wrong follower, I think. Oh, I don't know. I think, oh, well, there's an instant hit. Wow, that's scary. Not much you can do about that one. We do need to start opening up a new Cypher. This Dream Witch is playing very well in this late game. Got 3 Cypher kited, but look at her now, bro. Look at her now. 3 followers. Blink is ready. We're gonna blink hit the Aeroplanist. Nobody can rescue right now. Nobody can rescue without any form of de-leeching and self-healing. Arrow. Be careful, buddy. Be careful. We're gonna chair the grave. Last Cypher's 23%. All the survivors are right here. What are the last 3 Cyphers? It's mid. Oh. Wait, she's gonna... Wait a minute, where's the last Cypher? Where is it? Oh my gosh, basement. Oh no. Wait, she's gonna win. Despite getting 3 Cypher kited. 3 Cypher plus kited, she's gonna win. Wait, why is she winning? Why is she winning? I'm confused. Bro, why did she win? Wait, what happened? Like, I blinked and then, like, everybody died. What happened? How did she win? I don't know what happened there. We're gonna chair? We're gonna force the chair? Wait, what? How did she... Wait, they pop? Uh-oh, swap. Oh no! You should have just chaired. You had it. Okay, there's the blink. Wait, but where's Arrow? Where's Arrow? Where's Arrow's chair? Oh no, Arrow's. Wait, well, no, Arrow's still in basement, right? Yeah, Arrow's still in basement. Okay, I forgot Arrow's still in basement. Okay, so does she still win this, or is it a draw? This leech almost has blink because Dream Witch. We love Dream Witch and her 8 million blinks. Let's see. Doesn't even need it. Wow. Okay, doesn't even need it. Do we get one? Another blink! Hey, another blink, bro. Another blink. And people got mad at me for calling this character a blink spammer. When that's quite literally what she does in late game. Oh my goodness. You die to 1 blink, you get up, die to another blink. And then another blink, and another blink, and another blink. Oh boy. Well, this Dream Witch played very, very well. I'm gonna have to rewatch that mid game because I don't really know what happened, honestly. Like, 3 Cypher Kite is common versus Dream Witch, don't get me wrong. But usually it doesn't end up in 3K, or sorry, 4K like this. It usually ends up in being a draw if a 3 Cypher Kite happens. Because her late game is like one of the strongest in the entire game. But I do think there's a lot of mistakes being made. We're gonna see the blink through the wall just to be a little flashy here, Yeah, I'm actually a little curious about this. Why did she win? So, like, in this situation, this is terrible. The Finn still has a leech. He gets rid of it. The Finn is not getting healed. They're pushing Cyphers. And she chairs on a Cypher to pressure. Aeroplanist can't decode mid-Cypher. It's because she pressured mid-Cypher. It's because they didn't finish mid-Cypher, bro. That's why. That's why they lost, because they didn't finish mid-Cypher. I say this time and time and time again that mid-Cypher is the most important Cypher to finish because it is the easiest one for the 100 pressure. And they just didn't finish mid-Cypher. She was able to pressure it. And then she was able to stumble afterwards. She kills the Gravekeeper here. She gets a leech and leech and leech, and they never bothered resetting. They'd never reset. That's the issue. I think this is more Survivor error than anything, honestly. Like, the Dream Witch did play well, but, like, they didn't finish mid-Cypher, which is... If you're doing mid-Cypher, you'll have to do it. Like, you can't just commit halfway, you gotta do it. Yeah, and then just they never reset. They never healed the fin. Like they needed to heal the fin. Resetting versus Dream Witch is very, very important. They never were given an opportunity to reset. I think when Aeroplanist Cypher got pressured, they needed to go heal with Finn. That's what he should have done instead of just floating around doing nothing. That's what he needed to do instead of like floating around doing nothing. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. Well played from the Witch, but I think a lot of Survivor error there as well. Moving on to round 2, second half though. It has been nothing but 4Ks right now, so now Siho is gonna have to get another 4K to keep the balance. We have Arrow, we have Finn, we have Mike Gaming, and we have Knight Sterling, bro. Joker Persona 5 dancing up a storm on stage here. We're banning out Cordy, Forward Mech, and Seer, banning out Opera from the Survivor side here. I mean, Hullabaloo can definitely 4K. He can definitely 4K, but he's a lot more practiced, I feel like, in this meta than a Dream Witch, so the surprise is definitely on the side, or the surprise factor is definitely on this advantage for UD in this round, but we'll have to see how good Siho's Hullabaloo is. Spawns are looking pretty standard here. Knight, Arrow, Finn, Mike Gaming. Mike Gaming, we have a Mike Gaming versus Mike Gaming battle here, actually. So we could see Mike in chat jumping all over the place with his, with the big Mike. Why doesn't the big Mike eat the little Mike, bro? Flywheel Tide on our Charles. Borrowed Knee Jerk on Finn. Borrowed Flywheel on Knight Sterling and Mr. Mike Gaming himself. These builds are fine. I think these make sense to me. And so it begins. Instant Attention, Constrain, Panic, Nostalgic, and Destructiveness on this Hullabaloo here. We're going straight for the Knight. Wow, we snipe him once. Do we snipe him twice? We snipe him... I can't really tell because of the ping. It looks like only once, though. Only once, okay. Missed his second clone, unfortunately. There is, like, a weird way to, like, dodge clone, and it's by, like, circling it almost like a Feaster Tentacle, which is really weird. But it is a possibility, and it kind of auto-happens when you, like, 180 walk through the clone. Because the clone will like try to swing at you from one side and then it will like reverse, but if you're walking in between colors, it gets confused and just doesn't register. Although, 2 beautiful snipes here from Siho. This is a very, very good start. Not to mention the fact that he just kind of completely ignored the Knight helmet. He just didn't even care about it. So that's really good. We're going to use the Fin Ball here to get distance. We'll break it. That's 1 resource gone. And now we... all the way over here. We're going to... Oh... Okay, there's 1 correct prediction at least. 1 good correct prediction here. We're gonna mind game. We drop that pallet here. Get a good snipe onto the Knight Sterling. All over here. He's gonna fly a wheel. All right. We'll break the pallet here. Knight's kite is really, really good. Despite the early snipes, the kite is very good. Look at the ciphers, bro. The ciphers are rushing so incredibly fast. And that is because you're chasing the character with the lowest... the slowest decoding in this game right now. Oh, the firebomb? Oh. Almost. That would have been crazy if it was a slow bomb, because I think it actually would have worked. I like the idea, though. I really, really like the idea. I think that could have been a really, really interesting play from Ego. Unfortunately, it was a firebomb and not a slow bomb, though. And he didn't have the distance to make it to that that pallet safely. But yeah, ciphers are looking really, really good here. This cipher right here is 97, so it's basically done. I'm sure once Aeroplanist gets this rescue without too much trouble, he'll be able to finish it here. Aeroplanist does flywheel away, but a beautiful pallet stun being used by the, trying to snipe down Aeroplanist as well. But a good pallet stun for the Knight. We're gonna die out over here. Aeroplanist will probably go to finish the cipher, I'm guessing. They need to finish that 97% cipher. Let's see. Do they pop? Do they pop? Do they pop it? They do pop it. Okay, Aeroplanist does finish the cipher. Last ciphers are looking really, really good. We have no more Tide Turner, but Aeroplanist can get second rescue. It's a little risky-bisky because he already has 2 colors. But if those colors expire soon, which they probably should before he has to come in and rescue, we should be fine. He's going to jump. He's trying to cut off Aeroplanist here. The colors have expired. But he has hover to make it in. He has hover to make it in. Hullabaloo has warp and jumps. But they could sell if they really wanted to here, honestly. They really could. Because UD has a very, very strong lead. It looks like they are going to sell, yeah. Because the Hullabaloo wants a 4K, whereas UD only is looking for a single person out. They just don't want to get 4K. That's their goal. Their goal right now with their ciphers especially is probably just to draw because their ciphers are very good. Beautiful warp call out here from Team UD saying, hey, Hullabaloo's leaving. He's holding warp. Like, get the heck out of here, man. Big jump being used here. You can tell this Hullabaloo is very experienced with these jumps. We're jumping into the interaction slowdown bomb. Good snipes. Yeah, this Hullabaloo is very experienced, I can tell. Seaho's Hullabaloo is very, very good. The only issue is the Cypher Rush and maybe a little bit greedy on those mind games as well. Another pallet stun happening onto Seaho here. Acrobat might be able to kite until the end. Let's see. Ooh, not quite, not quite, not quite. Very close, not quite. Couple more seconds. Finn will come on in here for the rescue. Aeroplanist will be on the Cypher. Yeah, Aero will be on the Cypher in Graveyard while Finn gets this rescue. Let's see. What the? He's going for the Cypher? Aeroplanist could just hover in and get it. Or Jetpack 1, Jetpack 2, Jetpack 3. I would if this was me, I would personally have just hovered in. Because that's way safer. And now Aeroplanist might just die here. He's not going to go pop the Cypher. Okay, interesting. But they're burning a lot of resources here. I would have just hovered in and popped the Cypher, honestly. And then I just would have died in Graveyard and they can't do anything. They're opening up a new Cypher just in case. They need to... I'm telling you... Oh, wait, what happened to Hover? Did Hover get canceled? What happened? Okay, Aeroplanist is cooked. They just pop. Okay, yeah, Aeroplanist should have hovered in and just popped the Cypher, I think. There is detention on this Hullabaloo. He actually does have 3 kill potential right now. Not enough for the 4K. He needs a 4K, but he does have 3 kill potential. That's why the Finn is here. He's here to be like, yo, I'm gonna get this rescue. And if you don't respect the fact that I can get the rescue, you're gonna get you're not gonna get the 4K, you know. Down we go. Okay, we warped, but it's not enough, and that is going to be it. That is the 3 kills. So now UD has the lead. Well, we're moving on to round 3, and things are a little weird because we have a Sculptor ban, a Weeping ban, which does happen rarely. Oh my gosh. Nightmare. Raven, the Crow Hunter. But we have a Toy Merchant as well. Toy Merchant is very, very rare in tournaments nowadays. Used to be played, I think, like 2 years ago, a decent amount. She was considered like pretty good with her support. Nowadays, her support really isn't seen as viable to a lot of people, but she does have some maps where she does tend to be played on. That, of course, being this map and Lakeside. She did have a lot of use in the past, I believe, on Hospital in Chinatown as well, but not really anymore. It's really only Moonlit and Lakeside you see this character come out. But yeah, Nightmare has been, obviously, if you've been like keeping track of any of the tournaments that have been going on in Identity 5, Nightmare has risen to this status of like, also it looks like he's about to grab Emil by the head. This is just Canon, Orpheus, and Emil. Look at that, bro. He's coming for him, bro. Oh, that is so funny. But yeah, Nightmare has been on the rise. Akka, one of the best hunters in the world, debatably best hunter in the world. I don't know for sure, but probably one of the top 5 without a doubt. Showed the fact that Nightmare is actually a pretty solid character in tournaments. Not like broken or anything, but he is very, very strong, especially on certain maps, especially this map. This is Nightmare's best map, Moon River Park. It is easily, without a doubt, his best map. Reason being, he can teleport, 2 times. He has Trump Card, obviously. He brings Trump Card on this map. He has Warp for Chase, and then he has double TP endgame, which is extremely strong. His full presence is very, very hard to kite on this map because he basically goes around like all the objects. Whenever Nightmare dashes you on this map specifically, he like just curves around everything. This map feels like it was made for Nightmare, truly. And also, it needs to be said that his speed boost is absolutely insane. Whenever he looks down, you're going to see this Nightmare start looking down here very soon, most likely. Or at least force the Embalmer onto the coffin. He's going to start looking down here, most likely. He's not doing it for some reason. But most Nightmares will look down to get the speed boost. He's not doing it now because I guess he's not in chase. But when he gets closer, yeah, now he's looking down. See, now he's chasing somebody. He's going to start looking down. You look down because see the buffs in the top left. You see the ear, the claw, and like the whatever. Is that the puma? I don't even know. I've never known what Hunter's Instinct is supposed to be. It's weird because that's like an animal, but like a lot of the things aren't animals. That is risky. Wow, if that was a mechanic, you're getting terror shocked. But he's so fast. Now, don't get me wrong. Nightmare versus Forward, I don't think is really that good. It's probably not the best first chase. This should be a good hit, very, very good hit. See how he tried to use the ball, but it wasn't enough. This is not bad. I'm not really sure what's going on with the ciphers. Embalmer, I guess, hasn't got on a cipher just yet. The cipher rush is very slow. They're just now on their third cipher. And we still need to get one more hit onto this forward. We're going to go to the right here. And we're going to use the coaster all the way back. Oh, the coaster plays are absolutely insane. I guess maybe that's their whole goal. That is actually really, really smart. UD is absolutely working this nightmare with coaster just by spamming coaster alone. Patient here. Okay, good hook. Very, very good hook. And Annie is flying out. Oh my gosh, Annie flew out toward first stop and gave an item to the forward. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, the teamwork right now is insane from these guys. We are going to see the second hit finally onto patient right now, but the teamwork is absolutely insane. Their game plans are absolutely insane. And we're going to swap back to our forward here. What item did he get that? I wasn't paying attention to the toy merchant. It's going to be an elbow pad. That's really, really good, actually. Let's see. Does he know that he has an elbow pad? Let's see if we're going to use the elbow pad right here. We're just going to mind game a little bit here, and then... Nope, he's not going to do it yet. Okay. Not yet. Nightmare is really struggling, though. I will say, Nightmare is really struggling this round. And there's the elbow pad. Let's see if he can actually manage to get onto the coaster. He's not going to get onto the coaster. Still chasing the forward, though. He does go for the instant drop down, but not without full presence. He can't really do much here. I will say this Nightmare is struggling a lot. And I think one of the biggest reasons is that, first of all, UD is playing very, very well. They're actually just outplaying him. Second of all, they abused the coaster versus Nightmare. And Nightmare honestly probably shouldn't have chased first stop in the first place. He really shouldn't chase first stop, because at that point you fall for their game plan. There are a lot of hunters that can chase first. Personally, I would not recommend Nightmare chase first unless you have warp ready, which he did not initially. Forward, will he make this pallet? He will not. That could be a pallet stun. And here's the thing. Nightmare actually, if he plays extremely well, he can still 4K because he's Nightmare. The Cypher, I will say the one thing that they were a little slow on was the Cypher Rush. The Cypher Rush was pretty slow from this team. We are going to chair forward here in basement, and Embalmer is here to feed Tinnitus. Will he rescue? I don't know. But I think if nothing else, this is going to be a draw. This is going to be a draw at least for this Nightmare. And it's crazy because he hasn't even been playing out of his mind. He's just been playing quite average, I would say. But he doesn't know where the person feeding Tinnitus is. He does not see any marks. He's very, very scared. He doesn't want to give any free rescues. But we're now on the 3 final ciphers, and now we're going to be chasing our Embalmer here. We have used up Coffin, but if we do chair our Embalmer, he's going to get another Coffin back, which could be very, very annoying. That actually was a hit right there. I don't know why he's overthinking it. There's the hit to get final presence. And he's probably just going to toss out a bird somewhere. He's going to snipe them out healing. Oh my gosh. He actually sniped them. Wow. Beautiful snipe. Oh, but he died! No, bro! Oh, that's not good. That's not good. So, if you didn't... What happened there, for those who don't know, he was still locked onto the Embalmer. His claw was still locked onto the Embalmer, and unfortunately, that meant that he was targeting the Embalmer, who was that far away. Oh, it is very unfortunate, dude. Very, very unfortunate that he couldn't cancel it in time. Although, this is a perfect example of why I say Nightmare can actually still win this, because there are 2 injuries. What I would personally do here, after I saw the patient use his last hook, I would actually TP to the Toy Merchant right now, I think. I don't know if that's the correct play to make objectively, but I would have TP'd to the Toy Merchant if she was on a Cypher. Let's see here. We're going to go for actual TP here and not Crow TP, which is interesting. We're going to keep our Crow TP for later, which is a bit of a surprise. I feel like Crow TP was a little better to use there. We're going to red light here a little bit, still chasing our Embalmer buddy. We're going to throw out Cyphers. Oh, beautiful prediction from this Nightmare. This has happened to me many a time, bro. Many, many a time. But this is a perfect example of the strength of Nightmare on this map. We're going to chair basement, and that means Annie has to rescue in basement while he's going to constantly throw birds onto the patient, and he can now Crow TP onto the patient if he wants to, which I think might be a good option here. He might try to get a quick hit onto the toy merchant here first. There's the first hit, and then I would personally teleport here, but I think he's gonna try to get some kills in basement. Yeah. Now I think he'll teleport. He can't yet, actually. He can't because there's no bird. Let's see here. Bro, please go for the cipher. Please go for the cipher. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous. There's the coffin. He's gonna let them bleed out. He needs to keep them away from this cipher at all costs. Both of his teleports are on cooldown right now. This should be the kill right here. Dash right here, he's dead. Dash right, yeah, I can tell. Like, you can dash, it'll auto dash around. Throw bird onto cipher? No, throw bird onto cipher, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. This is not optimized Nightmare. This Nightmare, I feel like hasn't practiced Nightmare a lot. Because even if you throw the bird on the cipher, it slows down the decoding by 10%, and min-maxing is so important. And he would have had a bird like 5 seconds later, so it wouldn't have mattered. He actually should 4K this. This should be a 4K. I'm trying to think. Yeah, the reason why this is a 4K, look at how far away the toy merchant is from the gate, and look at what the embalmer is. The embalmer's not making the rescue. They're gonna pop. He's gonna throw bird on the gate. Nobody can rescue. This should be a guaranteed 4K here. Unless the embalmer just kites forever, which shouldn't. Just break the pallet, bro. Break the pallet, please. Like, you break the pallet and he dies. I'm sorry. You break the pallet 5 years ago and he dies. I don't know what to say. He's gonna TP to the Annie. He throws a bird into nothingness, but he has double TP. Yeah. I mean, this should still be the win. Like, it should still be a 4K. It's not very optimized though. Yeah, he's even messing up his drop down trick. A bit unfortunate here. But because of the strength of Nightmare on this map, it's working. It is working. He's gonna red light here a little bit. And she falls for it, but oh, not all the way. They're actually gonna be able to get one out here because he's getting kited too long. Oh, this is not good, bro. This is not good. They're gonna get one out. They're gonna get one out. That's not good. Oh, they're getting one out. Yeah, that's tough. All because he got kited. Dude, I'm telling you, this was not optimal way to play Nightmare. It wasn't. It was not optimal way to play Nightmare at all. He could have got the 4K. He definitely could have. I think the Nightmare made a lot of mistakes. Survivors made a lot of mistakes too, but I think for what it's worth, I think the Hunter did do very, very well. Like, obviously, you know, I can sit here as a commentator and just be like, oh, you messed up, oh, you messed up, oh, you messed up, and it's so easy, whereas in the match, it's 1,000 times harder because there's the pressure and so many other things that you're thinking about, but I definitely do think with like a little more practice that Nightmare could be like a lot better because it just feels under optimized. That's all I can really say. It just feels like it was unoptimized. But still, very good gameplay. I love seeing Nightmare in tournament. That was a good game. So now it's round 3, second half, and I'm very excited for this one because we have Melly, Miss Melly, entomologist. She very rarely comes out in tournament nowadays. She's a very niche survivor. But I am excited to see her coming out here against Hullabaloo. Unfortunately, I don't think Melly matches up well into Hullabaloo. He kind of just runs her over. She can't really outspeed him, unfortunately. But we do see Meteor, Merc, and Acrobat on the team as well. Pretty strong kiters, banning out Anti-Officer, Seer, Novelist, as well as Ivy and Opera from the Survivor side here. I just hope Melly gets to do something and doesn't just get completely run down. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. We've got Inso, Trump, and Warp on the Hullabaloo. That's kind of like Koa 8 days of Hullabaloo here. We're going to be seeing Borrowed Time, Knee Jerk on Melly and Wendy, Borrowed Time Tide on the Mercenary, and then Borrowed Flywheel on our Acrobat here. So pretty standard builds across the board here. I gotta see the Melly. I gotta see what Melly does here. I'm very excited to see what Melly can cook up here because she is so rarely played in today's meta. Yeah, Inso, Trump, Exhibitionist, Inertia, Berserker, Nostalgic, and Wanted Order here. Let's see what we got. Whoa, he's going for instant snipes, and it's Kong Ho Melly! Oh, Kong Ho Melly, my beloved. Kong Ho Melly. And now she's forced off her bees there. He also got a snipe onto the bees, which was kind of crazy. He actually damaged the bees with his clone. From that far away. But yeah, see, this is the thing, is like Melly just can't really outrun Hullabaloo. She's cutting onto Mercenary Cypher here, which isn't the best. He does get rid of the bees, and no, poor Melly, stop, I can't watch. Oh, poor Melly versus Hulla, bro. What is she supposed to do? This matchup is so bad, bro. Poor Melly. Run! Get away from him. Get away from him. Oh, she's desperately running away. Her bees have returned. Okay. She baits the swing. He has the clone now, and down goes Melly. Oh my goodness. Poor Melly, bro. Poor Melly. No, stop hitting the bees! And because of no attack recovery, she can't pull back her bees in time. And now she has practically no rebound. She had to burn almost all her bees for such a, honestly, not the best kite. I mean, this is doable. It is drawable with Cypher Rush powers, but oh man, poor Melly. Poor Melly. Oh, it's so sad to see. It is so sad to see. Good dodges from this Merc, I will say. Really good dodges from this Merc. Okay, Melly's doing a good job at baiting the swings. There's the warp. Not the best warp, I will say. That was kind of a mediocre warp. Good juke. Okay, Melly's cooking. Oh my gosh. She's playing well, and like she's just getting destroyed because her character doesn't do well into the Hullabaloo. Oh, Melly. No. So sad. Poor Melly. Yo, Hunter Melly's gonna get her revenge, bro. When Hunter Melly comes out, she's gonna be broken, and she's gonna get her revenge. She's gonna kill all the acrobat. Yo, why? Yo, now she's gonna come out and she's gonna counter acrobat, bro. That's what I'm saying. Good on Tokuno for spotting out the meteorologist. That was actually really good. Oh, I lied. They have wanted order. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. I was like, dang, he actually knows what the meteorologist is. That's crazy. And then, wanted. They're gonna sell poor Melly. Oh my gosh, look at the ciphers, bro. No, look at these ciphers, man. Look at these ciphers, man. Oh, this is. Oh my goodness, bro. I'm gonna cry. This. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry, bro. Poor Melly. Yo, give Melly 10 billion buffs right now. Sorry, I get into a wishy-washy mood when I see Melly come out and then she doesn't perform. It just makes me a little sad. The Merc's doing pretty good. Doing good jukes. He's trapped here. He's trapped here. He's trapped here. Oh, wait, but the thing is not positioned well. Oh, good. Good. Really good jukes from this mercenary. Okay. This Hullabaloo also needs to be a little more patient. Okay, so there's the down. He's gonna slug and what? He's slugging the Merc at this stage in the game? Meteor's getting up onto the slide. He can just jump down though. Yep. 1 ball, 2 ball, 3 ball, he misses, 3 ball, double color, snipe, misses the snipe, he has jump, he'll break the pallet. We are in the last cipher, but this is where things get tricky. We're gonna, oh man. So, hey, meteorologist, you know what's funny? Man, I love how she gets 2 of those nowadays, whereas Hullabaloo can just over it every 20 seconds. Or 19 seconds after the nerf, I think. They do burn the self-heal from the mercenary. Acrobat's gonna have to come in here for the rescue, but if he gets cut off, which he is gonna get cut off here, it's gonna be really hard to make this rescue. Let's see, he's gonna need to firebomb ideally here. Let's see. He's getting pushed back very far though. This is not good. This should be a 4 elimination. Misses his flywheel too. Yeah, this is guaranteed 4K now, I think. Oh, Melly. Melly, no. Oh my gosh, it's all because Melly can't do anything into Hulla, bro. Oh, I wish Melly was meta. Take me back to the days where Melly brought Tide in tournaments because her kiting was so strong. Oh man, if you guys are like old gen players, I wasn't around for those days, but I did hear about the tales where she used to bring Tide Turner because her kiting was like it's like the same reason as like why nowadays like meteors and acrobats bring Tide. Because their kiting is so strong. Oh wow, Perfume, that's gonna do so much against full pres Hulla, bro. Look at this, bro. Oh my gosh, he got a single red color. Wow, that did so much. And that is it. That is all. The Merc has no self. The Acrobat will burn his self heal to do something here. That is guaranteed. I think we can probably just say, oh, we're struggling free, we're slugging, and we're loading, and it's probably a 4K, right? Okay, we're slugging, and we're slugging, and he double chaired. Okay, finally. I don't know why they didn't just surrender, bro. All right, it's time for round 4. We're getting pretty close to the end of this VOD, which scares me. I think this might be a 4-round set. We've got Clerk coming out here. Oh my gosh, Clerk. Not the best in tournament, but this is South Korea, IVT. And I feel like Clerk only gets cooked in like Japan and China. So it really depends on how confident and how experienced South Korea is into Clerk. But yeah, I think UD is gonna win just because of like they're just dominating right now, dude. They're just dominating right now. They seem really strong, honestly. Like they just seem really strong. But we have Painter, Officer, Knight, Dancer up against this Clerk. Not much support utility outside of Painter and Dancer, and Painter's definitely gonna get chased. So, I mean, Dancer, there is some support that way, but Knight I guess could also support, but his support only lasts 5 seconds, and it doesn't really do much into a Clerk, I would say. Yeah, we're gonna need to see a long kite from the Painter. He does have full kite, which will make things a little easier, but you know, it's gonna need to be a long kite. We're gonna see Detention, Trump card, Blink from our Clerk here, Borrowed Flywheel on our Dancer, Full Kite Painter, Borrowed Tide on the Officer, and then Borrowed Knee Jerk on the Knight Sterling. So this is gonna be a hard match, I feel like, for the survivors if they don't know how to play against Clerk very well. We'll see. Here we go. Ooh, look at the stun reduction too. Rage, Addiction, Nostalgic, Detention, Trump card. This Clerk feels fast, bro. Look at how fast she's moving. Oh my gosh. She is one of the fastest walking hunters alongside Anne and a couple others. And with the Hunter's Instinct speed boost, oh my gosh, look at how fast she moves, bro. This Clerk going crazy. And some Clerks bring Hunt on top of that, and it's like, dang, how many speed boosts do you need, girl? Look at her moonwalking. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a pallet stun, but look at that. She's not even there for that long, but also a pallet stun is a sacrifice because you just gave her a pallet to work with, which is dangerous. Now, here's something that's interesting. Painter is now in slow box heaven, as I like to call this. We do break both slow boxes, so we just transition out here. Still one more in there, but obviously Painter has transitioned away from slow box heaven outside of factory, which is very good. But now we're gonna be swapping targets here to our Officer here, which I don't know if I agree with. Because if the Officer plays this well, this should be a guaranteed 30 seconds. He needs to use Watch. He knows Blink's ready. He needs to use Watch. Please use your Watch. Please, you're gonna get blinked out of your Watch, bro. Please use Watch. Okay, just use it. What? Huh? Use your item. If she switches targets, they're so far away. Like, unless, I don't care if you think she has Warp. Please use your item. Oh my gosh, please use your... Bro, she's just gonna blink you. Or she's just gonna sit outside of your range for a while and focus on ciphers. I don't know why he didn't just use his Watch, bro. I really don't. I don't know why. He could have avoided the first hit, and now he's in blink range. Or whatever he thinks it is, warp range, etc., etc. We're gonna run back into factory here. We do have slow box set up. Painter can also drop a painting here, so that's something. They're playing well, I can't lie. 1B is playing well, but we should see the blink right here. There's the blink. Oh, is it enough? Is it enough? Is it enough? Wow! What a play! Dropping the pallet in front of him and then getting the hit through the Painter and now making the painting useless. What a play from this Clerk, actually. That was insane. What a play, bro. What a play. And this is basement, too. Basement, the Knight has to come in. Their ciphers aren't bad, actually. Their ciphers are not bad. But their resources are running a little bit low because we have no Dancer boxes. I mean, there's one still upstairs, but no Dancer boxes. Painter has one painting left. We have one Watch left. And then Knight can come in here as well. Knight needs to get a before half rescue. And he also needs to make sure he gets the sword. What? I don't even know what happened there, bro. Let's see here. We're getting we're getting swing recordings here. Wow, beautiful work from the Clerk, bro. Beautiful, beautiful strategy from the Clerk. Going for the attack swing to break through the Knight Sterling thing. And it's kind of funny because you know what I think he could have done instead? Backed up and used Watch and kited in basement. I'm not even kidding. Back up, use Watch, kite basement. Because now you're gonna get sold. I think they were too focused. I don't know. Again, I can say this as somebody who's not in the game. It's a lot easier to criticize and come up with these strategies when you're not in the game. But I think this Clerk's gonna win off basement. Honestly, it looks like she's about to win off basement. She's looking. No drop down hit. Painter hasn't dropped the painting yet. Let's see. Now he does. She tries to go for a quick little thingy here. Now we're gonna use the watch. We hit the painter, but do we just YOLO? We're swinging. We have to stay in basement. We have to stay in basement. You cannot. You're not getting out of here. I'm sorry. You're not getting out of here alive. You have to just. Okay, he just gets hit. Okay, die in basement. Die in basement. Come on now. Die deep basement. It's not really deep basement. I would have just sat in deep basement and just used my watch on the first, and then you could have sold second. I think that's what would have been way better here. Because now the Clerk has the advantage because their ciphers are significantly low because they had to invest so much time into that rescue when they could have sold second post watch, and he would have been able to cut out with that watch, you know? I think they tried to brute force with the Knight Shield a little too much. And I think that's the biggest weakness of Knight is a lot of survivors are very overconfident the second they get that 8-second Knight Shield. When the Knight Shield has a lot of counterplay to it for a lot of hunters. Clerk swing, you know, Gamekeeper has hook. Like chip hunters have the chips, obviously. And some hunters just don't even care about it. They can just like outpace it, you know? Like the Knight Shield is very, very strong, but it requires you to get into a good position to use it, and it's not really enough for escaping basement, I will say. It really is not good for basement rescues. What needs to happen is you need to use the shield at best, and then use Knight support helmet. Did he predict the blink? That's crazy. I don't know if he predicted the blink or like one of her recordings. But in my opinion, when Knight goes into basement rescue, he has to somehow use helmet to get down there safely, get the sword rescue, and then use helmet. That could have been a blink terror shock. Oh, she went for it. Oh, what a play! But he's gonna go down, yeah, unfortunate. And we're just gonna vault through our window here, pick up our Knight Sterling, get a quick zoom in of Clerk's hair, and put him in the chair there. Last cipher is 55. They can draw this, but it's gonna be a little tricky because now only one person is decoding. Clerk's cutting off the rescue. We do have slow box here where you're gonna have to do a beautiful pirouette. Doesn't get the pirouette. We need to get a pirouette to get behind her, but now we're gonna get a very, very early hit on this Clerk. She's gonna lower the cipher down. She's probably gonna look at the cipher here, knowing she can't stuff the rescue. Yep, and she got him too. Yeah, this is a win for the Clerk. This is a win for Clerk at this point. See that this is where Clerk. Oh my gosh, what crazy jukes! This is where Clerk excels, right? When the first person dies. This is where Clerk becomes very, very strong. Incredibly strong. This is why I still consider Clerk to be a good rank hunter, but not the best in turns. It is working out in this case, though, because she had basement, and the survivors made a few mistakes. Oh, we're gonna struggle free, though. Wait a minute. What? We can lock the cipher? They're being patient? She locks somebody, but she hits Dancer again. Wait, did they get locked? Oh my gosh, they actually got locked. What? Bro, there's two of you there and you got locked? No way, dude. Clerk doesn't have any recordings, so she can't pop the cipher. During this animation, they can get it to 95, but they have to get off. They have to get off. Yep, they record the Knight. 456 does have a pocket watch. That's a drop down hit. Oh, this is the flywheel. He has no borrowed. Oh, he has no borrowed. And that's a win for the Clerk. That's gonna be the win for the Clerk. I have no idea how 1B comes back from this, bro. There's no way. There's just no way. I think he needed to use the pocket watch upstairs. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. That's tough. She kind of won this off basement, like mostly basement. I can't even lie. This was like, oh, good pallet stun. The Knight's really good. I will say this Knight's really good. But yeah, this Clerk basically won off basement. Like 50% of this win is because of basement. Which is just sometimes that's just how it goes, you know? Sometimes that's just how it goes. What the? Did you see that movement? Oh my gosh, I didn't know Clerk was a tap dancer. What the heck? Yeah, I don't know how the heck 1B is supposed to... Oh, never mind. Okay, so UG just wins. Okay. I was like, I don't know how 1B comes back from that, bro. Clerk 4K, bro. Clerk 4K to finish it off. Last match of today. We have watched so much competitive IDV today, and we see it end off with a Clerk match. Honestly, that was fun. This was probably a really long video. Very, very long video, but if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. Like I said, this is really good for just background noise if you like that kind of stuff. I just wanted to take a look at all the teams. Now I know a good amount about these teams when we see the IVS performance. But yeah, that is going to be it for me, though. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.